Hello, everybody, and welcome to Morrisville, New York on this beautiful Saturday afternoon for some Morrisville State Mustangs football as the 4-4 Mustangs go up against the 4-4 St. John Fisher Cardinals. I am Julian Barron alongside the great Bobby Burns sitting to my left. We've got quite a matchup on store for today in the Empire 8, and it's going to be real exciting to see the unflappable quarterback Bill Flato once again lead his Mustangs into battle.
No, I think. Well, I'll tell you what's amazing about this game is that we have to win this one, and we have to win out so we become bowl eligible. And this is a pretty evenly matched game, I think, today. They got a freshman quarterback that's pretty talented, but he's still a freshman. So if we get after this kid pretty good or disguise the coverages, then I think we got a really good shot of winning the football game. They got a receiver that's pretty good. A couple of receivers, I think, that can catch the ball and go the distance. I think it's going to be decided up front between the offense and defensive lines of both schools when it comes down to the end of the game. But they have a safety also that's a pretty good football player that leads the Empire 8 in interceptions. So I think it's going to be a great afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in upstate New York, that's for sure.
That is definitely true, Bobby. And the Mustangs come into today's game on a 2-game winning streak. A little road trip that sandwiched the bye week. They started off at Utica back on October 19th, and they got a double overtime victory, 54-51, on a touchdown run by Kinsey Williams in his return to Utica. That's where he went to high school, and he won the game for Morrisville up there. And then last week, November 2nd, at Hartwick, they were able to pull off a 56-28 convincing victory. Now they return home for the end of the season, St. John Fisher this week, and then next week it'll be Brockport. And so we'll see what the Mustangs can do. They have the chance to finish the season at 6-4 overall, potentially 4-2 in the Empire 8, Bobby.
Oh, wow. I'll tell you what. He's done a great job, Coach Fitzpatrick, here at Morrisville State, and you got to give him a lot of credit. And whatever these kids have, he's going to get it out of them. And you can look for a great afternoon of football here today.
Well, we've got some records watches for you here today for the Morrisville State Mustangs. Bill Flato needs only 289 passing yards to tie the Morrisville State all-time record for passing yards in a single season. And he also has 21 touchdowns passing. The record for the Mustangs in one season is 23. And so, Bobby, Bill Flato is on the edge of the record books.
Yeah, he's close.
He's had a tremendous season so far. He's currently number 2 in the Empire 8 with 2,221 yards through the air. How about that?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a nice job. He's a very confident kid, and he's, as Coach Fitzpatrick always referred to him, he's unflappable. He doesn't get excited. If he throws an interception, he'll come right back slinging the football, and he doesn't go in the tank. And that's a big thing. That's a real big thing.
And, Bobby, quarterback coaches always talk about the touchdown-to-interception ratio. Right now, Bill Flato, 21 touchdowns on the year, as we said just a moment ago. That's good enough for first in the Empire 8. But then you compare that also to his interception count, only 4 picks on the year. That's second fewest in the conference.
That's good.
That is just a tremendous showing of accuracy for Bill Flato.
And that indicates that he reads coverage as well, when that low interception rate.
And talk to me a little bit about how difficult it can be for a quarterback to adjust to a playbook and be able to break down a defense on the fly.
It is, because you never know. I mean, you look at film all week long. Every game they play, and you think you got them down pat, and then all of a sudden they throw something different at you, and you go you trying to on the run. You're trying to to pick up the new defense and figure out how to beat it. And of course, Fitzpatrick being a quarterback himself as a college football player, he's a big help there as far as making sure the kid understands where to throw the football.
And, Bobby, usually when we see a quarterback for any football team having a great season, that usually will translate into a wide receiver or two having great seasons. And one guy we can talk about in particular for the Mustangs is Jermaine Cooper, who has really been tremendous this entire season alongside Torrey Hall Jr. The tandem of those two, they have combined for 98 receptions between the two of them on this season, almost at the 100 mark.
That's kind of amazing. I looked at Jerome the last time, and he ran away from people, indicating he might have decent speed. Now, the question is whether or not he'll qualify for the second level and be able to play on Sunday next year or whenever he graduates. I don't know if he's a senior right now or not, but he's certainly productive. But he does run away from these kids. So I think for a Division III type of receiver like that, he has to be a dominant player, and I think he's close to being dominant in each game that he's played.
Well, Jermaine Cooper is a senior, and
Uh-huh.
Bobby, you've spent a lot of years analyzing and assessing talent for the NFL.
That's right.
How do you see Jermaine Cooper as a potential surprise, potentially undrafted pick for the NFL?
You know, I got to really look at him a little closer in the last two games of this season to see how well he blocks, and how well he does against good competition like St. John Fisher today and Brockport next week, and make evaluations. And then call people and say, hey, come up and take a look at this kid. Or you can pick up the film. All the duplications of these films and tapes of these games are in the NFL Dupe Center in New Jersey. And all you have to do is, if I notify these people, take a look at him, he might show up. But there has been people, the NFL has come through here from time to time and looked at our kids. So I look forward to that kid because he's definitely someone that has the production. I want to see him as a blocker. I want to see him continue that kind of production.
Well, Jermaine Cooper is only one touchdown shy of the Morrisville State record for touchdown catches over the course of a career.
Yeah.
And so we will see today how the tandem of Bill Flato and Jermaine Cooper can potentially etch itself into the record books.
There's been some pretty good receivers here over the years, so we'll see. Yeah, like you say, we'll see.
And you look to the other side of the football for Morrisville State, Mike Bodner, the safety, he has a chance today, or excuse me, the linebacker Mike Bodner has a chance. If he gets 8 tackles, he could tie the Morrisville State all-time record
He's a
for
good
tackles.
football player. He's a very aggressive kid. He reads well. He shows up. If he doesn't make the tackle, he's a step away. So, yeah, I look forward to him to have a big game too.
And it'll be interesting to see how this Morrisville State team does against St. John Fisher, notably because the head coach of Morrisville State, Kurt Fitzpatrick, he is a graduate of St. John Fisher. So a little bit of a homecoming, not necessarily, of course, for the location, but he has a chance to see his alma mater in action.
I don't think that's the case. I hope he looks at his alma mater and beats him. But I don't know, as a football coach, when you play against the school you went to, there's a little bit of good feeling and a good feeling of remembrance, but it's a game, and you got to win it, and no matter what, and that's what it comes down to.
Well, you remember St. John Fisher has a pretty prolific head coach in their own right.
Yeah.
29th season for Paul Vosper, and he's a native of Lockport, New York, which is near Buffalo. He stayed up here in upstate New York for the majority of his career, and his career coaching record, 182 and 150 over time at William Penn over in Iowa for 3 seasons. That's where he began his career, and then over here at St. John Fisher.
Yeah, there's so many of these little schools I never even heard of from time to time, you know. But here we are in the beautiful Shenango Valley and watching college football. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, and Paul Vosberg's original university, he went to school and played football and coached for 3 years from 1985 to 1987 at William Penn University in Oskaloosa, Iowa.
Oskaloosa, that's got to be a big place.
I don't know about that.
They have a red light there?
Probably a couple stop signs.
Yeah. Wow.
So we got 9 minutes until game time, and we've got an exciting slate of college football for you today at the D1 level. You know, LSU and Alabama are going to be going up against each other at 3:30 p.m. And Bobby, who's your pick in that football game?
What game?
The LSU Alabama game.
LSU Alabama. Now I had the LSU coach Ogeron. He was up here at Syracuse at one time. And I dealt with him because he was the pro liaison for Syracuse University, but he is one aggressive coach and so forth. Talent-wise, LSU's right up there with him, so it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up.
If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one right now?
Yeah.
I'm going to say LSU.
Okay.
And I like Nick Saban. Nick's a good guy. I've met him on occasion. When I was with the Cleveland Browns, he wanted to become the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
When he was at Michigan State, and then he goes to Miami. He doesn't like professional football. Comes back and makes Alabama an absolute dynasty of college football. From how many years now? Wow, he's, you know.
It's been a while now.
Yeah,
he's been there for I want to say, has it been a decade already?
Yeah, he makes that Aflac commercial. And he's got national championship rings on all his fingers. So.
Yeah, he has done a tremendous job for the Alabama football program.
He's a heck of a coach. So is Eddie Geron, Ogeron.
And the former coach of
He's a
LSU,
French
Les
Canadian.
Miles, is now at Kansas trying to revitalize the Jayhawk program.
Yeah, they beat our Boston College Eagles. That's where I coached at one time, and wow, and Kansas came back.
And we'll see. You know, LSU has produced some pretty good players, pretty good coaches
Yep.
over the course of history. So we'll see how it transpires today in Tuscaloosa as
Uh-huh.
LSU faces Alabama for the first time and only time this season, barring a meeting in the postseason.
What time does that game start?
3:30.
3:30. We just missed about the first quarter before we leave the beautiful Shenango Valley
That's right.
for my home in Casanova.
And if you want to tune into LSU Alabama, you can check it out on our sister network now. I wish, but no, not quite.
Sister network.
We do have some
Wow.
updates for you on scores. Florida right now up 14-0 on Vanderbilt. No surprise there at the half. Ohio State blowing out Maryland 42-0 in Columbus. And Minnesota on top of Penn State right now, 24-13 at the half. That's a little bit of a surprise, Bobby.
Don't worry, Penn State will come back.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah.
you
there-
have a lot of confidence in
There's
Coach
no
Franklin.
quit. There's no quit.
And then, of
And,
course, we have SMU, number 23 ranked, is beating East Carolina by a touchdown with a 2-point conversion, 28-20.
Well, this school's really come back. You know, they had the death penalty at one time, and they
Yes.
didn't play football, and then they had and all their players transferred to other schools, and they had to build a program from the ground up, and here they are now, nationally ranked.
That's right.
So they're good.
And here's another shocker. Western Kentucky is on top of Arkansas 35-7.
How about Notre Dame? What's Notre Dame up to this week?
That is a great question. I believe they're
Yeah.
playing tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, my granddaughter. Yeah, I guess it's my granddaughter.
And Notre
Is-
Dame plays today at 7:30 at Duke.
Wow. Yeah, my granddaughter, Rachel Allen, out there in beautiful Palos Verdes, Rancho Palos Verdes, California, with the family. And I hope they're listening in right now because Rachel and Hannah, they're two pretty good softball players out there, and one of them's going to Notre Dame, and I bet the younger one follows right in their footsteps and does the same thing. What a great family! I love them. They're my in-laws. They're my in-laws, and they're a special family.
Well, it's a pretty athletic family you got, considering
Oh,
that
yeah.
you played for Pittsburgh as a tight end
Yeah,
for a brief period of
for
time.
very brief. Yeah.
Still counts, though. It's longer than I played.
Well,
in
we
the
had
NFL.
17 draft rounds in that time, you know, and I was picked as a free agent. I didn't make one of the 17.
But that's
so
okay. You still played, didn't you?
I think the reason why I got to be drafted by the Steelers or picked up by the Steelers, I don't say drafted, was because the trainer lived right across the street from me.
That probably helped you out.
Yeah, so he said, yeah, then the Steelers sent me that letter or the Western Union telegram saying that I was cut and I would be going down to Wheeling and playing farm team football for the
When they
Steelers.
still had that.
Yeah, they had the farm teams at that time.
You think that'll come back?
I hope so. I mean, it'll give a lot of kids a lot of time to play football and grow and realize their skills. Here comes St. John Fisher on the field.
A brief overview for you on the St. John Fisher Cardinals. They're 4-4 overall, 1-3 in the Empire 8. They got a pretty prolific quarterback in Hunter Walsh, who currently leads the Empire 8 in yardage and yards per game. And then, of course, their defense. Their defense has been superb, at least in the sense of their secondary. Their free safety, Jason Rodriguez, leads the Empire 8 in interceptions with 7, and that's 3 more than the number 2 spot with 4 interceptions. So he has really made a name for himself this season.
Mm-hmm. I think on defense, we look at St. John Fisher. They have, like you say, that safety Rodriguez that leads the conference in interceptions. They play a cover 3, which will be a middle safety. So let's hope we get single coverage over on Jermaine Cooper during the course of the game, as he's a backside receiver in the X position, and I look for him to get big production. Hopefully, I think what's going to happen is we're going to play a little bit underneath kind of passing game, more control, keep the ball on the field in the Mustangs' hands so that we keep their offense off the field. So that'll be a big point. We'll see how that works.
So we have the meeting at midfield right now between the captains of both teams. And we're going to get everything sorted out for you as far as the coin toss goes here in beautiful Morrisville, New York.
Wow. Well, we end up, but we're in the end zone right now. I don't know that. the whole team is in the end zone. The Mustangs are in the end zone, and this is different coming out of the locker room to start the game. Here we go. So they'll get the wind in the first and third quarter.
That's right.
And we'll kick off. Yep.
The handshake at midfield, and St. John Fisher will begin the game with the football.
Hey. Hey, they look fired up. That's good. That's good, Julian. You think?
Pardon me. St. John Fisher is actually kicking off. Morrisville State will be receiving the football to begin this game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Got to turn my mic up to hear the referees
That's
talking
my
down
fault.
there. Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. And so we'll step away for a moment for the national anthem and be back in just a moment for Morrisville State football. And it is go time here in Morrisville. We'd like to welcome all of you joining us here today for Morrisville State football. I'm Julian Barron alongside Bobby Burns to my left. Big shout out to the Morrisville State men's volleyball team going to the NEAC Championship tomorrow. And that game will be right here at the Stewart Athletic Center in Morrisville, New York. So if you're in the area and you want to see some great volleyball and you want to root on your Mustangs, you know where to go tomorrow. I believe at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock game. I might be there.
That's right.
Sounds good.
You can have, if you're an NFL fan, you could have your NFL game on the phone. You'd be sitting in the stands. You can see two for one deal. So a fresh 15 minutes on the clock as we get set for kickoff. And Morrisville State will receive to begin the football game.
That wind's going really well. Wow. Strong.
The St. John Fisher kick team comes out onto the field, and it'll be Joe Dotterwike, the junior from North Tonawanda, out to kick this ball away. Back deep to return for the Mustangs, Torrey Hall Jr. alongside Sterling Fitzhenley. Dotterwike steps back. And we are all set for football and a beautiful afternoon in Madison County. St. John Fisher kicks it off to the Mustangs, and here we go. Coming up for it, Torrey Hall Jr., and it'll be brought out across the 20 and shading his way across the 25. He will be eventually taken down at the 30-yard line. And that is where the Mustangs will begin their first drive of the day with number 8, Bill Flato, putting on a great show so far in this Empire 8 season, trying to continue into today's game.
Yeah, we'll see what they're going to do. First series of downs.
Bill Flato, second in the Empire 8 in passing yardage, first in passing touchdowns, and the second fewest interceptions in the conference so far this year. He lines up first down and 10 in the gun. 2 wide to the near side, 1 to the far side.
Now they're playing a cover 2. No, they're going in 3. There's 3.
First play is a pass from Flato. He fires quickly, and that's a little bit too low for his tight end, Kyle Tui. Incomplete. Second down and 10. You can see Kinsey Williams lining up at the backfield alongside Bill Flato. Williams in his own right having a great season. He's tied for second in the Empire 8 with 11 touchdowns on the ground this season, and he's tied with Demir Pross of St. John Fisher. Torrey Hall Jr. lined up at the far side. Second down and 10 with Williams to the left of Flato. Hall moves in motion, and here's the handoff to Kinsey Williams up the middle. He's got room, and he will be about 4 yards short of the first down marker. Third down coming up.
See, that last play, that's a good indication to start with. The offensive line of the Mustangs is doing a pretty good job up front and controlling the football. We got to keep that up for the rest of the game.
Third down and 4. Bill Flato in the gun. He claps his hands. Torrey Hall Jr. lined up as the slot receiver on the near side, and Kinsey Williams accompanies Flato in the gun. 14:09 to go here in the first quarter. Flato quick pass out of the backfield on a wheel route. Kinsey Williams has got the first down. A nice route by Williams and a beautiful throw from Bill Flato, and Morrisville keeps it going. And Kinsey Williams continues to prove that he is a versatile back out of the backfield.
He gives you everything he's got on every play. He's that kind of kid. He runs around the gymnasium like that all the time. He's all wired up all the time.
First down and 10 from their own 42. Bill Flato in the gun with Kinsey Williams to his right. Parrish Durham, the receiver, the near side. And here's the handoff. And now a flip back to Torrey Hall Jr. on the end around. And Torrey Hall Jr. is wrapped up back at the original line of scrimmage. A really nice tackle made back there by St. John Fisher.
Wow.
That was Vince DeMonte, the outside linebacker, that made the wrap up on the legs of Torrey Hall Jr. And now it's second down and 10, 13-14 to go here in the first quarter of play. Trips to the left side for Bill Flato. And Flato here hands it off up the middle. Kinsey Williams with a big hole, and Williams is close to the first down marker. They're going to spot him about a yard short into St. John Fisher territory. So it's third down and 1 for this Morrisville offense. Jeff Carrozza, the fullback, checks into the game. Kyle Tui lined up to the far side of the offensive line. Bill Flato in the gun with Kinsey Williams offset behind him. And here we go. Flato draws movement, and we're going to get flags. Let's see who this is going against. Flato so good with that fake call for the football.
Hope he didn't flinch.
Encroachment.
Yep, that's good.
And that'll be an automatic first down because the yardage will push across the first down marker. And there's the benefit of having a really savvy quarterback.
Yep.
So that'll make it first down and 10 from the St. John Fisher 44-yard line. Jeff Carrozza lined up offset to the left of Bill Flato in the backfield. Torrey Hall Jr., the receiver, lined up at the slot of the near side. And Flato will hand it off up the middle to Kinsey Williams, and Williams with a lot of room to run. First down and more, just short of the 30-yard line, and he will be spotted right at the 30. And this Morrisville offense is rolling, Bill. Bob, did I just call you Bill? I'm thinking Bill Flato. I'm calling you
right.
Bob. Oh, my God.
I used to be a quarterback at one time, so in the backyard with the kids.
We're all just getting warmed up here. 11:53 to go in the first quarter of play.
It's a nice drive so far.
Flato with Kinsey Williams to his right takes the snap. And Flato with time fires near side, and that's Jeff Carrozza. And Carrozza is fought backwards behind the 30-yard line. They will give him forward progress, though.
Yeah.
It'll ultimately be a gain of about a yard, second down.
Yep, 2.
So they'll call it second down and 8. It's always nice to have a fullback that's coming out of the backfield. Big-bodied fullback like Jeff Carrozza.
You know, St. John Fisher is as advertised. I mean, they got a great secondary. And then on the pass plays where we threw the football, they were covered.
Kinsey Williams to the left of Bill Flato. And here's Flato on play action. He goes over the middle, and that is incomplete over the head of Jermaine Cooper. Third down.
He was there.
It's unfortunate for Bill Flato. Do you think maybe the cold outside could be affecting Flato?
I don't think so. They're pretty warmed up right now.
Well, we'll see if he can recover here. Third down and 8 from the St. John Fisher 28-yard line. 10:59 to go in the first quarter of play here at Morrisville, New York. Drake Field. Glad to have you along board. I'm Julian Barron, accompanied by Bobby Burns to my left here in the broadcast booth. Too wide to the far side for Flato, who's going to fire quickly near side. That is brought in by who else? Jermaine Cooper. Missed him on the last play, gets him here, and that'll be a first down for the Mustangs inside the red zone. And Jermaine Cooper continuing a tremendous season so far. He came into the game 46 yards away from 1,500 receiving yards in the season. That draws him a little bit closer.
He only has to get 46?
That's right.
Oh, he'll do that, I hope.
He's got about half of what he needs. First down and 10 from the 18-yard line of the Cardinals. Flato, here's the handoff. Kinsey Williams right side. And Williams will be fought backwards just a little bit after picking up 3 yards in the forward progress. He'll officially spot it second down and 8 from the 16. And Bill Flato so convincing with that play action, Bobby.
Yep.
This Morrisville offense getting the calls from the sideline from their head coach / offensive coordinator, Kurt Fitzpatrick, a St. John Fisher graduate.
Yep.
Now playing against his old team. Second down and 8. Flato in the gun with 2 wide to each side and Kinsey Williams to his left. Flato with time. Over the middle he goes, and that is incomplete. Again, a little but too high to give Jermaine Cooper a chance at it. Third down.
Who knows if that, like you say, if the cold is bothering him. I don't think so. He was on the money on the outcut to Jermaine Cooper a little earlier in this drive. Don't bog down here, guys. Come on, let's crank it up.
Officially third down and 8, 9:38 to go in the first quarter of play. Flato with trips to the left side. Jermaine Cooper lined up as the wideout to the far side. Flato under pressure, stepping up and letting it go. It's completed. Kinsey Williams, far sideline, and Williams is pushed out of bounds short of the first down marker. And we'll see what head coach Kurt Fitzpatrick decides to do. The wind is not favoring Desmond Akpinoco, so they may push the envelope here.
See, this would be a big score with the wind against you if we scored the touchdown. I think that's...
So they are indeed going to go for it. Fourth down and 5 from the Cardinal 13-yard line. Flato looks to the sideline with 2 wide to each side, stepping up and changing the call to his offensive lineman. 5 seconds on the play clock. Down to 3, 2, 1, and Flato just gets it off, and no, we're going to get a flag out. And they do call him for delay of game. So Flato's going to get pushed backwards along with the rest of this Mustang offense. That'll make it fourth down and 10. But I don't think it's going to change the play call, Bobby, because you can see in the right side here of the field, the American flag is blowing out from left to right on your screen.
Exactly. That's a very strong win, and it's been very steady since the beginning of the game.
Bobby, we need to get a fan to counteract it, just a big fan.
That's it.
Fourth down and 10 now from the 18 of St. John Fisher. 2 wide to each side.
I like the way you think.
I just try to be intuitive if I can. Flato going deep. He's got a man open. Touchdown. Morrisville State. A bullet from Bill Flato into the end zone.
Who was that guy?
That was Kyle Toohey on the reception.
You said the tight end.
And all of a sudden,
6'4", 230-pound tight end. That's pretty good for Division III football.
The Mustangs go on top 6-0. It was fourth down and 10. Bill Flato with ice in his veins on this chilly day in Madison County fires it to Kyle Toohey.
We all got ice in our veins in this kind of weather.
Here's Desmond Akpanoco on for the extra point. It's up, and it is good.
All
And the
right.
touchdown reception from the Ontario native Kyle Toohey makes it 7-0 Morrisville with 8:31 to go
Right.
in the first quarter. So, Bobby, what are you thinking?
I'll tell you what, that was a nice drive. It really was a nice drive. And Kinsey Williams with his running. And I think more of the running part of the game against that. I said in the beginning of the game that it was going to be one up front between the offensive and defensive lines. And so far that's held. So we'll see. Now we got to play defense. We'll see what they do here.
Well, Kinsey Williams' runs aren't always flashy, but they're effective, Bob.
Yeah. Yep. I like that kid's approach to everything. He just goes 90 miles an hour whatever he does. He's a good student. He's a hard worker. He's a very polite kid. I mean, you can't beat it.
An Empire 8 score update for you right now. Brockport is on top of Alfred by a score of 13-0 with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. As Desmond Akpanoco kicks it off for Morrisville. And St. John Fisher's going to bring it back, or they're going to let it bounce into the arms of their returner down to the 30-yard line, crossing the 30 to the 40, getting down to the 50-yard line. A great return for Demir Pross, who brings it into Morrisville territory. Now let's see where they spot it.
That's not a good place to start from, though.
Yes, they do put
For
it
them
at,
it is, yeah.
they put it at the 49-yard line of Morrisville. So that is where Hunter Walsh and this offense for St. John Fisher will begin the day.
We're a freshman quarterback and two pretty good receivers, so we'll see what happens.
Walsh is having a great season. First down and 10 for him. And
ball.
here's the handoff to Pross up the middle. And Pross will gain about 3 on the play. Second down and 7 coming up. And pardon me, we have Ryan Ingerson in the game right now at running back instead of Demir Pross. So that was Ingerson instead of Pross. Pross is listed as the starter, but instead it's Ingerson, the native of Baldwinsville.
Oh.
And a little jump, and we are going to get a flag. And the encroachment penalty will go against Morrisville. It'll be second down and 2 for St. John Fisher with 7:52 to go in the first quarter of play. So not entirely sure why Ryan Ingerson is getting the start today versus Demir Pross. But regardless, that's the case right now. Pross having a pretty good season, ranking in the top 10 for yardage on the ground in the Empire 8. The handoff now to Ingerson, and he will be blown up in the backfield.
He lost yardage, 2 yards.
Jermaine Rankin for Morrisville State was quickly in there to make the tackle, and it's third down and 4. So it'll be third down and 4. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. And a big play opportunity for Morrisville State. Jonathan Letta lined up as the wide receiver on the far side with 2 wide to each side for Hunter Walsh. Once again, it's Ryan Ingerson in the backfield to his right. Walsh takes the snap, and from the 50-yard line, a bullet. That is incomplete. Broken up excellently.
Oh, hey, ref.
That was Giovanni Vigliotti in there to break up the pass that was intended for Pat Gaylor.
Great play on defense. You don't see that often, on Division III, playing a football like that as a defensive back, and he did a great job.
And here comes the punting unit for St. John Fisher. It'll be Joe Dodderwijk once again on here to punt. He does pretty much all the kicking and punting for this team.
Now, you let up on the punt a little bit with that strong wind. You don't want to kick it in the end zone and bring it back out to the 25 or 20. Which one is it?
And the punt will be high in the air to the near side, and it's not a very good punt. It will take a short bounce and go out of bounds near the 22-23-yard line. And Bill Flato in this offense will have another opportunity with 6:41 to go in the first quarter of play, up by 7.
That's even better than going in the end zone. Yeah. All right.
So here comes the Morrisville offense. Quick update for you right now. We have an upset brewing in the Empire 8. Hartwick on top of Cortland, 14-0 right now in the second quarter.
Whoa.
Here's Flato from the gun, and the handoff right side. Kinsey Williams spinning his way and bulldozing for about a yard.
He just went too close to the pile. If he'd just a little bit to his left, he'd still be running.
Can we get like a buzz down to his ear so he can hear us?
Oh, wow.
Say, Kinsey, Bobby Burns has got something to tell you.
Just a little bit more to his left, and bingo, he might have been off to the races.
Bill Flato once again lined up at the gun. They do move the spot of the football up a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. And Flato will take the snap and hand it off on a draw to Kinsey Williams. And look at him go. Kinsey Williams cutting it back to the 40. Williams down the sideline on the far side of the field, and he will be taken down right around the 50-yard line. And Kinsey Williams putting his foot on the gas pedal. 1st down for Morrisville.
Oh, I'll tell you, he's 5'6", so you don't want to see him until he passes the line of scrimmage. And those legs are going like, I don't know, he's got a motor that won't quit.
I always say, Bobby, I look at Kinsey Williams, I look at his speed, and it reminds me of Bobby Burns in his heyday.
Yeah, right. For sure.
5:35 to go here in the first quarter of play. From the 50-yard line, the Mustangs send it into the hands of Kinsey Williams again up the middle. And Williams will be pushed backwards, but he gets his forward progress for a gain of 3 yards. Another Empire 8 update for you. Union on top of Utica right now with 28 seconds left in the second quarter of play. It's 10-0. Union scored 10 points in the second quarter after going scoreless between the two teams in the first quarter of play. 2nd down and 7 now, under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bill Flato with 2 wide to the near side and Kinsey Williams accompanying him in the backfield. Flato, a handoff once again to Kinsey Williams, and look at Williams go across the 1st down marker inside the 40-yard line, and he moves the chains.
So far, we're dominating the line of scrimmage. The offensive line is doing one bang-up job out there.
I'll tell you what, the starting center for Morrisville, Brian Mapp, has continued to push every defender he's faced backwards, and that has opened up the middle of the field for Kinsey Williams.
Yep. And this is all done with the wind in your face. A strong wind in your face, so that's pretty good.
1st down and 10 with Torrey Hall Jr. to the near side and Jermaine Cooper to the far side. And here's the handoff right side, Kinsey Williams, and Williams again with a nice run. He'll have about half of what he needs to give Morrisville another 1st down inside the 35.
Oh, he's coming out. Maybe he lost a shoe or something.
A little winded. Mike Solo will come into the game for him, the sophomore. You can see the backup tight end, Adam Abdullah, into the game. Lined up to the far side of the offensive line, Jermaine Cooper, the wide receiver on the far side. And once again, it's Mike Solo in the game of the backfield with Bill Flato, 2nd down and 5. Flato, play action, quick pass, completed on a low pass over to Jermaine Cooper. Oh no, they call it incomplete last second. They're going to say it hit the ground, and Jermaine Cooper's saying, I don't know about that.
You see so many of those types of passes, you know, on television every week. It's always, did he catch it or did he not catch it? Did the ball hit the ground?
I was one step ahead of myself. I thought it was a completion, but the umpire came in quickly and said, no good. So it's 3rd down and 5, 3:29 to go in the first quarter of play. Kinsey Williams checks back into the game with Jeff Carrozza, the fullback, offset in front of Bill Flato. And Torrey Hall Jr. line up at the slot on the near side. And now we get a stoppage and a timeout called by Kurt Fitzpatrick. So we have a moment to catch our breaths here in Morrisville, New York. Bobby Burns, your hard-hitting analysis on what we've seen so far.
Excellent running game by the Mustangs right now at this point in time. He's only thrown about 4 passes, and we're well into the first quarter, almost over the first quarter. And running the football, this is going to be a fast game, you know. 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the first quarter, and it seems like it only about 20 minutes went by. So
it certainly has been.
I'll be home before it gets dark.
That's right. And you don't have very far to go. Casanova
it.
only 10 minutes up the road.
Yeah. As I felt, though, I felt we had to win the game up front, and so far, that's the key right now. And the secondary for St. John Fisher looks like they're really good cover people. So we're going to struggle a little bit in the passing game, I think.
Well, that was a quick timeout for Morrisville. They're back out onto the field, 3rd down and 5. Rory Match Jr. lined up as the receiver on the far side of the field. And Kinsey Williams to the right of Bill Flato. Here we go. Flato, quick pass, out of the backfield, Kinsey Williams. Down the sideline, Williams, inside the 10, close to the 5-yard line. And Kinsey Williams, as he knocks down an attendant and an umpire on the sideline, has got a huge gain, once again, out of the backfield on the wheel route.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to be on the sideline.
That is the second time today we've seen Kinsey Williams have success on the wheel route out of the backfield. So it'll be 1st and goal for Morrisville. 3:09 to go in the first quarter from the St. John Fisher 6-yard line. They're up 7-0. Bill Flato trying to increase that lead. And here's the handoff. Williams up the middle. Kinsey Williams will dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Morrisville State. Kinsey Williams is putting on a clinic so far here today. It's 13-0.
How many yards does he have so far? We're going to find out.
We're going to get our stat sheet from the wonderful Brandy Thorson at the end of the first quarter.
That's a heck of a start. No, let's not get overconfident. See, that's what happens when you score quickly in a game. And I've been in games where you score the first touchdown in 3 plays, and bingo, you lose 55-7.
Desmond Akpinoko on for the extra point. The snap is good. The hold, the kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, Morrisville, a 2-touchdown lead here at the beginning of this football game. 2:53 left in the first quarter, and the Mustangs, they're stampeding.
They're pumping up. I'll tell you, they're pumped.
Well, we'll take a moment to bring you your live college football scores presented by Bobby Burns, although I'll read them. Texas Tech up against West Virginia, and Tech is leading 35-10 in that Big 12 matchup. Northwestern is trailing Purdue right now in Chicago 21-16. Western Kentucky continues to lead Arkansas 38-7.
That's a shocker.
Army on top of UMass 42-7. Minnesota still leading Penn State 24-19. And Maryland continuing to get blown out by Ohio State 52-0.
Wow.
So Desmond Akpinoko runs up to the football. And here we go.
The wind got it.
That'll be fielded just short of the 30-yard line and brought close to the 40. A big scrum for the football as he's taken down just across the 40-yard line. Have some untraditional return men here for St. John Fisher. That was Chris Park on the return, the sophomore from Hoaxville.
Hoaxville? New York?
I couldn't, well.
Are you sure you're saying that right, Hoaxville?
H-O-K-E-S-V-I-L-L-E.
Yeah.
Hoaxville, I think. So into the game at running back, as we expected now, is Demir Pross. And the first handoff to Pross, left side, and he will put his head down and gain maybe a couple yards on his first run of the day. Second down coming up. Demir Pross having a pretty nice season. He's 6th in the Empire 8 in rushing yards and 2nd in the Empire 8 in rushing touchdowns. Now 3rd, as Kinsey Williams has gone ahead of him here today. They were tied at the beginning of this football game. 2 wide to each side for Walsh. And Hunter Walsh will look to the sideline on 2nd down and 8 from their own 43. 2:11 to go in the first quarter of play. And Walsh will step back, and from the 35-yard line, pumps, now throws low and incomplete for Demir Pross.
He was under pressure.
3rd down. And here comes the dime defense for this Morrisville State. The extra DBs come into the game. You can see Giovanni Vigliotti standing on the near side. As Walsh in this Cardinal offense go trips to the right, slot left, 3rd down and 8. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Walsh, quick pass over the middle, and that is intercepted. Straight down the middle of the field across the 45 to the 40. Wide open lane ahead of him to the 20. Taken inside the 10 and pushed to the goal line. He's
Touchdown.
in for the touchdown. A pick 6 for Morrisville State. And a tremendous play by Justin Donnelly, the sophomore from Meridian, New York. He takes it all the way back, and it's a touchdown for the Mustangs.
Oh, I tell you, that's a big blow right there. The 3rd touchdown, and early in the season. And I tell you, they're walking around on their sideline right now like, wow, what's happening?
Justin Donnelly, a tremendous play.
Now,
His
could that be a
first-
first? An interception for a touchdown? I don't know.
That's his first
I've never
pick of the
seen
year.
one. I've never seen one yet.
That is Justin Donnelly's first interception of the year, and it turns into a touchdown. Morrisville now on top 20-0 with 1:46 to go
Wow.
in the first quarter.
What a start.
And now a timeout called by Kurt Fitzpatrick.
This is the kind of game where the cold doesn't bother you anymore. When you're up 21-0 or 20-0.
What a play by Justin Donnelly.
Wow. Way to play center field.
And you got to consider the fact that that interception was made off of a quarterback that's only thrown 5 all year.
Whoa.
And he has looked flustered so far today. Hunter Walsh, that is, the quarterback for the
Yep.
Cardinals. So Desmond Akpinoko will come back out onto the field for the extra point. St. John Fisher, just a disastrous start so far at Drake Field. And the Mustangs are rolling. Akpinoko watches as the snap and the hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good for Desmond Akpinoko. And it is 21-0 in favor of Morrisville. And Bobby,
Yeah.
catch
Shock.
your breath.
I'll
Man.
tell you, it's shocking. I thought this was going to be a heck of a football. Well, it still might be, but, we're not far. Long way to go. 3 quarters plus a minute and 46 seconds.
Some more scoring updates for you in the Empire 8. Brockport is on top of Alfred, 13-7. So the Brockport lead has been cut down by a touchdown. That game is at the beginning of the 4th quarter. That was a noon start over there in Brockport, New York. And over in Oneonta, Hartwick on top of Cortland, 14-3. So the upset potentially brewing there in the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
And Akpinoko running up to the football and kicking it away. And that will be fielded on a short kick near the 20-yard line. Brought across the 30 and down to the 35, just short of the 35 as the Mustangs come in to make the stop.
That sun is pretty bright. I got those combat glasses you send in for.
Yeah.
In 1995, and you get a second pair.
Yeah.
I left them in the car.
It would have been the perfect day for him. My sunglasses
Sunshine,
in the car as well.
Sunshine up here in the Northwest is like a rare commodity. So you see people walking around squinting all the time because of the sun.
And that was Ingerson there on the return for St. John Fisher as Hunter Walsh steps into the backfield. 1st down and 10. And the first play is a handoff up the middle. A hard run across the 40-yard line. And that is Pross on the carry. That'll be a gain of about 4 or 5 yards, 2nd down. And you're right, Bobby. It is bright as bright can be.
Maybe it'll melt some of that snow.
I think the snow was helping it be so bright.
Yeah.
The way that.
The reflection, huh?
Yeah, that's right. The reflection.
I should have paid more attention to physics and chemistry.
1 minute left in the first quarter of play. 2nd down and 4 is officially the spot of the football as Walsh will hand it off again to Pross. And Pross cuts it back but doesn't have really much of anywhere to go. There'll be a gain of maybe a yard or 2. 3rd down and short coming up. So Morrisville trying to hold here. Another 3rd down for St. John Fisher. So moving on the near side of the line, and now Walsh will look to his sideline. 3rd down and 2 from their own 43. Trips to the left for Hunter Walsh. Walsh takes the snap, hands it off left side, Pross, and Pross dives forward. He's got the 1st down, and he will be taken down at around the 47-yard line. Demir Pross, the 5'8 sophomore from Rochester, a graduate of Bishop Kearney. Doubles here for Walsh as he steps back on 1st down and 10, fires down the sideline, and that is brought in down the far side, and a big gainer here, diving to the 20-yard line. That's Will Blake.
Whoa.
So St. John Fisher rolling here after the connection between the quarterback Hunter Walsh and Will Blake. And Blake is the receiving leader in receptions in the Empire 8, also leads the Empire 8 in receiving yardage. So we're probably going to see a lot more of him today, but at the end of the 1st quarter, it has been all Mustangs. 21-0 is your score in favor of Morrisville State. And Bobby, it has been the Morrisville show so far.
So far, yeah.
I'd say Kinsey Williams is probably a big factor in that one, don't you think?
Major yardage by that kid. Yeah, he did. That's the way he is. He'll be that way in the 4th quarter. I mean, he'll be flying.
So the out-of-town scoreboard still in favor of Brockport. Looks like they're going to get that victory over Alfred. They're up 16-7 with 2.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. So things are looking Brockport's way. Remember, Morrisville has to play Brockport next week. As we switch sides for the 2nd quarter of play, a big reminder to everybody that wasn't here for the beginning of the broadcast, the Morrisville State men's volleyball team going to the NEAC Championship tomorrow. They will play that game at the Stewart Athletic Center here in Morrisville. As Hunter Walsh and this St. John Fisher offense step back out onto the field from the 21-yard line of Morrisville. 2 wide to each side. Walsh with time over the middle of the field, and that is caught, diving to the end zone, and that is a touchdown. A bullet off the fingertips of Hunter Walsh, and it turns into a touchdown to Jonathan Letta.
That kid was on the money for 2 throws, one down the left sideline and this touchdown pass here. So that freshman's coming alive a little bit.
And all of a sudden, St. John Fisher gets one back. It's 21-6. First play of the 2nd quarter is a touchdown to Jonathan Letta from Hunter Walsh. And the kick is up, and it bangs off the upright, and it's no good on the extra point by Joe Dodderwike. And it remains 21-6.
Well, isn't the upright in the field of play?
If it hits the upright, it is not in the field of play.
Okay.
But I like your thinking. We'll petition for a rule change, right?
Yeah.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think if the quarterback throws the ball in between the uprights from the 40-yard line, it should be 100 points.
That's it, league.
Yeah.
40 or plus.
That's
in
right.
Division III football.
We got all sorts of rule changes coming
Oh,
up.
I'll tell you. This is fun.
Kinsey Williams in the 1st quarter of play had 80 yards on the ground.
Not bad.
And Jermaine Cooper, 10 receiving. Kinsey Williams had 36 receiving.
So Cooper needs 36 yards now to break the record, or tie the record.
That would be correct.
Yes. All right.
And the kick high and away here from Dodderwike, and it'll be brought out across the 20-yard line to the 30, and across the 30 they go. And still staying on his feet across the 35-yard line, Torrey Hall Jr. And that is where Morrisville State will begin the drive. So I just want to clear this up here. We had to do some quick mental math, and that's certainly not my strong suit.
Oh, boy.
Jermaine Cooper.
Don't ask me any questions.
Jermaine Cooper needs 36 yards to reach 1,500 on the season.
Whoa.
That's all he needs.
1,500 yards.
Pretty impressive, isn't it, Bobby?
Yeah, I think the NFL should take a look at this kid.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So here's Bill Flato in the gun, 1st down and 10 from their own 36. And a quick pass on the play action over to Torrey Hall. The run of the trick play as Hall throws downfield for Jermaine Cooper, incomplete. He overshot him,
Yeah,
Bobby.
he was there. He was there.
When do you ever see your wide receiver overshoot an intended receiver? What an arm.
Was Hall a high school quarterback?
He must have been.
He must have been, yeah, the way he threw that ball.
It was a wobbler, but it was deep.
Yep.
Second down and 10 now for Morrisville State with 14:38 to go in the second quarter. Bill Flato checking in with his offensive lineman, steps back into the gun with Kinsey Williams back there with him. And Flato moves Williams to his left.
They get into a four-man front.
And play action, quick pass by Flato. That is completed to Jermaine Cooper, who's wrestled down with a first down close to midfield.
All right.
And Jermaine Cooper
Another
coming
10 yards.
even closer to that 1,500 mark. So Bill Flato steps back into the gun, first down and 10 with Jeff Carrozza, the fullback, into the game. Ahead of him, offset to his right. Showing blitz, St. John Fisher. Here's a quick play action pass caught by Torrey Hall Jr. And Torrey Hall Jr. taken down at the St. John Fisher 44-yard line. See Bill Flato looking to the sideline.
Stopped.
Yeah, we're hearing some static on our end, not sure why. I don't know if you all can hear it, but we can certainly hear it. I think it's coming from our headphone amp.
As long as I don't get a headache.
Well, hopefully I don't give you a headache.
No.
Second down and 4. I've been known to do that to some. And here's a quick draw play over to Kinsey Williams. And look at Kinsey Williams go. Once again, they fool St. John Fisher on the draw. And it's a first down for Morrisville, down to the Cardinals' 34. And you can see all those linebackers, defensive backs, immediately when you see Bill Flato take the snap and step back, they all go backwards.
Oh, yeah.
And Kinsey Williams says, I'm going to eat that up all day. That's just great coaching.
Ah. Recognition.
First down and 10. Flato again in the gun. And play action again as Flato throws, and it's caught by Jeff Carrozza, and the big man falls down to the 30-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 5 yards.
Carrozza, he's a big kid. He looks big out there.
That's what the fullback does.
Wow.
A big presence by Jeff Carrozza. Carrozza, the 304 6'2 senior. Second down and 6 from the Cardinals' 30-yard line. 12:25 to go in the second quarter. And Flato claps his hands, takes the snap, and hands it off. Kinsey Williams, left side, huge hole. Kinsey Williams is wrestled to the ground at the 20-yard line, but he's got the first down for Morrisville. And once again, Kinsey Williams now over the 100-yard mark.
And we really got to give Carrozza a pat on the back there, because that kid is really doing a job of blocking up front of Kinsey Williams' runs.
Good running backs are made by great blockers.
Oh, wow. I did good in philosophy, too, in college.
You know, that my nickname used to be Plato. Not really. First down and 10 from the 20. And Bill Flato looking to the sideline, getting a call from Kurt Fitzpatrick. Here we go. Barks out to the offensive line with 2 on the play clock, down to 1. He takes the snap quickly, and there's a handoff. Williams is met in the backfield, wrestled to the ground by this St. John Fisher front. That was Leighton Minor, the 6'1 senior, coming in to make the tackle.
So missed block up front by number 64. I mean, we've got to get him cranked up a little bit. He's a good football player. Hutchison.
Second down and 11 now for Morrisville State at the edge of the red zone.
I'm going to watch Hutchie this time. He's a good football player up front, guard.
Torrey Hall Jr. in motion. Bill
comes.
Flato passes it over to Torrey Hall. The ball comes out on the pass. They're going to say it's incomplete, not a fumble. It was not a lateral. But a dodged bullet for Morrisville State. That could have been a very close to being a backwards pass. Now 11 minutes on the clock of the second quarter, 3rd down and 11. So you know you're in field goal territory because now the wind is blowing in favor of Morrisville State. 2 wide to each side for Bill Flato in the gun. Here we go. And here's the handoff, Kinsey Williams, and Williams with a huge hole. Kinsey Williams spinning his way for the first down.
Whoa.
3rd down and 11 turns into 1st down and goal off the feet of Kinsey Williams.
What did he have yardage-wise in the first quarter?
He had
so
80
far?
yards in the first quarter.
Oh,
now
he's got 100 now.
well
for sure.
over.
Yeah.
And what a call by Kurt Fitzpatrick. 3rd down and 11, you turn to the run game, and it works. 1st down and goal from the 9. Bill Flato in the gun with 2 wide to the near side. Torrey Hall in motion. Flato keeps it on play action, flips it over to Torrey Hall. Hall cutting his way inside the 10, and Hall pushed backwards, but they'll give him forward progress down close to the 5.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the second quarter of play. Going to get some defensive substitutions for St. John Fisher.
They'll probably go big now. The big guys will come in this for St. John Fisher's defensive line.
Yeah, the goal line defense.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll go trips to the left side, Morrisville will, on 2nd down and goal from the 5. Bill Flato in the gun, as he so often is. And here's the handoff right side. Kinsey Williams looking for the corner, and Williams is in for the touchdown. Kinsey Williams putting on an absolute clinic here at Drake Field today as he scores yet another touchdown, and Kinsey Williams is running all over the football field.
Wow, 28 points. It's only, this game started at 4 o'clock, and it is right now, 2 o'clock, and it's now 2:42. It's 42 minutes. We're just running the football really well. That's what I'm trying to say.
Desmond Akpanoko's kick is up, and it is good. And Kinsey Williams' second rushing touchdown of the day makes it 28-6 in favor of Morrisville State with 9:37 to go until halftime.
Wow.
And you got to wonder, if you look over to the opposing sideline, what Paul Vosberg is going to do to adjust to this Morrisville attack.
Yep.
What would you do, Bobby?
Is punt an option?
Well, that certainly doesn't seem very optimistic for all those Cardinals fans tuning in.
No, I just stick to the game plan right now. You got a lot of time in this game yet. I mean, it really, and that last drive by St. John Fisher wasn't too bad. And they could throw the ball well, and that freshman quarterback showed on the last series of downs that he's a force to be reckoned with. And
so we have gone final in Brockport, 16-7 over Alfred for Brockport. And Desmond Akpanoko lines up to kick this ball away. And here it comes. This will go over the head of the entire return team and out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And just like that, St. John Fisher will get the football back, and they'll do it from their own 25.
They're probably better off letting that go anyhow, because I don't think that he would have caught the ball around the 5-yard line, but they anticipated a short kick, and it went over their head. Now the ball's out on the 20-yard line.
And you see, if it were Bobby Burns out there, I'd say field of football. I was told that you used to be called Flash.
No, I was, until I put my hand up in the air and asked for a fair catch. And I said, please.
Oh, no, you're being modest. 9:37 to go until halftime. 1st down and 10 from their own 25 for Hunter Walsh, who takes the snap and hands it off left side and wrestled to the ground in the backfield. It was Jermaine Rankin in there to make the tackle.
Number 90. Wow, that was a great play.
Demir Pross had nowhere to go, and it's 2nd down and 11.
Number 90. Rakeen? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Jermaine Rankin.
Rankin. There's an E on the end of that. That's why I thought, add a little French to it.
Trips to the right side for Hunter Walsh.
Here they
With
come.
time, he fires deep down the far side, and that is nearly intercepted. Almost into the hands of Mike Bodner.
Good coverage. Good coverage.
Instead, it's 3rd down and 11.
You put a lot of air into that ball. You have to right now with the wind in your face.
So a 3rd down and long. And Hunter Walsh for this St. John Fisher team is going to have to find a way. Taking a page out of the Morrisville State playbook here. 2 wide to each side for Walsh, who's lined up in the backfield with Demir Pross as running back. He takes the snap and steps back to the 15. It's tipped in the air and intercepted by Ernesto Mitchell. And Ernesto Mitchell, Johnny on the spot, gets it right back for the Mustangs.
He started to run the wrong way because he got spun around. I guess he lost his bearings. It's a good thing he was tackled because he might have gone the wrong way.
What a show of awareness by Ernesto Mitchell in there to make the interception.
Wow.
And once again, a big play for the sophomore from Wheatley Heights, New York.
Everything's going Morrisville's way right now. I mean, tip ball up in the air. Now it's a jump ball, and we come down with it. That's the horseshoe in our pocket.
I see what you did there. I see what you did, Bobby. The gears are working today for you.
Oh, for sure.
1st down and 10 from the Cardinals 27 with 8:49 to go in the 2nd quarter. Bill Flato claps his hands and takes the snap. And it'll be a handoff left side to Kinsey Williams, and Williams will have some room breaking away. Kinsey Williams down the sideline into the end zone. Touchdown, Morrisville, his 3rd of the football game.
Wow. We see a big pile up out there in the middle, and all of a sudden Kinsey Williams squirts out of the pack and scores a touchdown.
Kinsey Williams with a burst of speed runs into the end zone, and he has undoubtedly been the MVP of this football game so far for Morrisville State.
Wow.
It is 34-6. And here comes Desmond Akpanoco. His legs got to be getting tired.
You can't miss him with those flash green. What do you call that?
The neon green.
The neon green.
As his extra point is up and good. And Morrisville State's coaching staff to our right, extremely happy.
Wow.
St. John Fisher's coaching staff to our left, evidently dejected.
Yeah.
And understandably so. They haven't been able to do anything against either portion of this Morrisville State team.
2 pass plays were the only big production thing for St. John Fisher in the first half so far. I can't believe that sun. Oh.
I know.
And it stays out. No clouds. This is like California weather without the temperature.
The sun is beating down.
And it doesn't make a difference. We're still freezing.
Your screens out there watching this football game have got to be just blinding looking to the left side of the field.
My grandchildren are sitting by the pool, watching on their computer.
And we assure you that sun doesn't necessarily mean warmth.
It's my daughter Jill's birthday.
Oh, happy
November
birthday.
the 8th for her out there. And to me, she's a special mom. She's got 2 great kids and a great husband.
And this will be fielded across the 20-yard line, taken down across the 25 and down to the 30-yard line. A respectable return for Chris Park, the sophomore from, once again, Hoaxville.
Hoaxville. I'm going to go there someday just to see what it's like, Hoaxville.
And now we have a little bit of frustration coming from the Morrisville coaching booth. Not sure exactly what happened. Did we get a penalty?
Where's the white hat? There he is.
Yeah, there is a flag out.
Here we go.
So there's going to be a penalty on Desmond Akpanoco.
They're going to kick it over again?
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the kicker Desmond Akpanoco. And that gives St. John Fisher really good starting field position.
I did not see that.
I didn't either.
Wow.
But the Morrisville State coaching staff did. We could hear them audibly respond to it.
Penalties are a killer.
So it'll be from their own 46.
Thank God we're up 35-6.
Trips to the left for Hunter Walsh, who's going to have to air this ball out eventually, but instead they hand it off first play, diving forward, Demir Pross. Look at Pross go, and he's just about 4 yards short of the first down marker. Inside Morrisville territory.
They'll never get it done.
Got to wrap up, Bobby.
That's exactly what you got to do.
8:10 to go in the second quarter. Second down and 4 from the 48. Hunter Walsh again in the gun. Trips to the left side. Back to pass from his own territory. Fires deep down the far side, and that is intercepted again by Morrisville State. Down the sideline, they go to the 40. Down close to the 30 and just short of the 30-yard line. Yet another tremendous play by this Morrisville defense. It's DeAndre Wells.
I tell you, I retired from the NFL in 2005 as a scout. I've never seen 2 interceptions like that in a ball game on this field by Morrisville. That secondary is really playing well today.
Everything Hunter Walsh has tried to do has turned into a disaster. And that time, DeAndre Wells, the junior from Goshen, New York, picks him off and gives the football back to Morrisville State. 7:46 to go until halftime, and the Mustangs, let's just say it's turned into a horse race.
Exactly.
First down and 10, the handoff right side, Kinsey Williams, and not a lot of room.
That's the first time he was stopped.
That'll be maybe a gain of a yard. Second down and 9 coming up from the 32-yard line of St. John Fisher. You got to imagine this defense is going to start to get winded. They've been on the field so long for the Cardinals.
See, that's the killer right now at this point in time. When you're winded in the first half and you go into the second half and you got 30 more minutes to play, not good.
Bill Flato lined up at the gun again. Kinsey Williams to the right again, and here's the handoff again to Kinsey Williams, who's breaking it free, and Williams has got a first down inside the 20-yard line to the 19. So Kinsey Williams, just hand him the MVP trophy for today's game.
Now, St. John Fisher is playing a 3-4 defense, and they're just playing basic defense. They're not stunning, they're not moving, they're not doing anything out of the ordinary. And you stand still, Morrisville's blocking them.
So Flato breaks the huddle and steps back alongside Kinsey Williams on first down and 10 from the 19. Now inside the red zone once again, leading this football game 35-6. And it'll be a handoff again. Kinsey Williams to the left side. The ball may have come free. Let's see. Scrum for the football. Waiting for a call. St. John Fisher petitioning their case.
No.
And no, they're gonna say it stays with Morrisville State, I believe.
Kinsey's getting tired. Well, it's understandable. I think after, 100 and some yard rushing.
And he's going to check out, and Mike Cirasolo comes in. So Kinsey Williams has a little bit of a miscue, but I think it's forgivable considering what's gone on. Second down and 9 from the 18. Morrisville avoiding the turnover. Flato. Back to pass on a straight drop, firing to the far side into the end zone, close to the end zone. It is caught by Kyle Toohey, and he's just short. He'll be down to the 1-yard line as Kyle Toohey got it and fell at the edge of the end zone. So it's first and goal from the 1. 5:26 to go in the second quarter.
Hey, we're going to have a problem later on trying to figure out who's in the game and who isn't in the game if they keep this up.
Don't even get me started. That's a broadcaster's worst nightmare. First and goal from the 1-yard line. And it'll be a handoff. Cirasolo dives. Cirasolo is in. Touchdown, Morrisville State, 41-6. And the Mustangs are laying it on here, largely thanks to the running of Kinsey Williams and the interceptions produced by their defense.
Yeah.
Look at the crowd here today in Morrisville.
Let's see what I'm going to get up and look at this. Yeah, that place is packed. Look at that. Yeah.
They came for a great game.
The word must be out.
5:02 to go in the second quarter. And Desmond Akpinoco, here he goes for the extra point. The snap, the hold is good. The kick is up. And Desmond Akpinoco makes it 42-6.
Oh, boy.
And so we saw the first quarter go by relatively quickly, and the second quarter has been the exact opposite.
Yeah. There's still 5 minutes to go in the second quarter with 42 points on the board. Look at 70 walking off the field there.
Well, we do have some updates for you from the college football world. Boston College and Florida State are right now tied at 24 at Chestnut Hill.
Uh-oh.
And Minnesota has pulled out to a 31-19 lead on Penn State with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, boy. That'll knock Penn State, if they lose that one, out of the top four for the Bowl Series or the National Championship.
Northwestern continues to lead Purdue. They're up 22-21 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. There's your out-of-town updates brought to you by Bobby Burns, Incorporated.
We got to get some sponsors, you know that?
We'll work on it.
We could have some fun.
Here's the line drive kick from Desmond Akpinoco, and that's brought in on a lunge. Across the 10-yard line they go, and this is on the return, Demir Pross. He brings it out across the 35-yard line, and that's where the ball will be spotted. So 4:53 to go in the second quarter, and Morrisville's defense is just going to try and hold against Hunter Walsh. We'll see how long they leave Walsh in this football game. So Walsh stays in the game at quarterback. 3 wide, 2 to the near side. Man in motion is the tight end in front of Hunter Walsh, who steps back and fires quickly to the near side. That's Jonathan Letta around the edge, and that'll be a gain of about 5.
That's one play, that quick screen out there to the wide receiver screen is a play that's been hard for us to defense, and they did a pretty good job that time.
Clock winding under 4:50 here in the second quarter of play. Second down and 6 from their own 39. Walsh will take the snap, and he will hand it off left side. Once again on a run, it's Demir Pross, but a whole swarm of Mustangs in there to make the tackle, led by Ernesto Mitchell, who's already got an interception in this game. No gain on the play.
It looks like he stopped there for a second. He trying to cut back, and there was nothing there.
Can't get too fancy, Bobby.
No.
Not against this defense today.
He's not a very big kid either. Number 3 for St. John Fisher.
Third down and 5. Hunter Walsh in the backfield, accompanied by Demir Pross.
Both linebackers from Morrisville up on the line of scrimmage. Maybe an all-out blitz here.
Walsh takes the snap.
No, one dropped.
Fires quickly. That is brought in by Letta, but he will be short of the line to gain. Oh, no.
They're giving it to him.
They are giving it to him. They're giving him forward progress.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yep.
I don't know, Bobby. I thought he was short, but that's why I'm in the booth and not down there.
That's it.
What do you think?
I thought he was short, too. And he throw the flag. We got the red flag out there?
Let's get it.
Yeah. Let's have a relook at that one.
First down and 10 regardless now from their own 45. Hunter Walsh, a handoff. It's Pross. And Pross will bulldoze his way for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down and 8.
Yeah, I think St. John Fisher right now is just trying to get something together and create a drive here without, trying to throw the ball on every down to catch up. I think they're just with all that time left to go. We scored 42 points, and it's not quite a half. They could do the same thing in the second half. So we've got to keep our heads in the game.
Now Walsh once again lined up at the gun. Second down and 7 officially. The spot of the football. Handoff right side, Pross, and he's got nowhere to go. A gain of maybe a half a yard. Third down coming up. And the comeback right now is on in Oneonta. It is 14-12 in favor of Hartwick in the third quarter. And Cortland has got the football down by 2. And now we get a stoppage and a flag.
It looked like he fell off his stance.
offsides on Morrisville. And so that's going to make it 3rd down and 1. And that will push the Cardinals into Morrisville territory. Third down and 1 for Hunter Walsh and the St. John Fisher offense. Here's Pross up the middle, and Pross will get the first down.
Yeah.
Tackled by Jermaine Rankin. But regardless, a first down for the Cardinals. Trailing 42-6 with 2:22 left in the second quarter. Some hurry-up offense here. Hunter Walsh calling for the snap. Now he takes a moment outside to get the play call. With the sun beating down. Walsh on first down and 10. Looking deep downfield, he's got a man, but it is intercepted. DeAndre Wells again, his second pick of the game, and he denies Hunter Walsh. What a play by DeAndre Wells, having a star game here today at Drake Field. DeAndre Wells went vertical for that interception, brought it back down to the ground, and once again, Hunter Walsh is met with a brick wall trying to go downfield on this Morrisville State defense.
Wow.
The ball was underthrown a little bit, Bobby.
Yeah. I think that was a good throw, and but it just had too much air underneath it, and that's why it took so long. And Hunter was able to recover and get in position to make the interception. That was a great play by him.
If you loft that football, Bobby, there's less of a chance of it getting intercepted, like you said.
Exactly.
Handoff up the middle, really nothing going for Morrisville on first down at 10. That was Sterling Fitz-Henley on the carry, and now we start seeing the rest of the running back core come out. It'll be a loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11. With 1:41 to go here in the second quarter of play. The sun is in our eyes, folks.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to get those glasses out of the car in the second half.
Can we turn down the sun? Is that possible?
I wouldn't do that because, you know what, we don't get it that often.
That's true. Good point. Good point, Bobby.
You know, I'll take the beating.
2nd down and 11. For Bill Flato line over the gun.
They're in cover 2 right now. No, they're in cover 3.
Play action, quick pass, and that is dropped by Jermaine Cooper. The ball was a little bit too much of a floater there to be brought in, and a nice play made. Coming in hot on the play was Anthony Manna, the sophomore from Tawaco.
Tawaco. Is that New York too?
I believe it's Pennsylvania.
Tawaco. No, I don't know who that is. I'm from Pennsylvania. And
it says Montville Township. Does that ring a bell?
Montour?
Montville.
No, probably somewhere in the center or eastern part of the state.
1:10 to go here in the second quarter, and it'll be a handoff right side. Sterling Fitz-Henley around the edge. Look at him go. Sterling Fitz-Henley across the 30 with a first down, and that keeps the drive alive.
Running attack is alive and well at Morrisville.
Sterling Fitz-Henley coming into the game and making an impact. The sophomore from Brentwood, New York. We know where that is.
Yeah,
that's on Long Island.
Yep. There's so many people on Long Island. I don't know whether it's going to sink pretty soon, you know?
Yeah, at some point.
Wow.
Was it Steely Dan that said that California was going to fall into the sea, or was that the Beach Boys? It was one of them. I don't know. We know California is a lost cause, and that's Long Island probably going somewhere too. So 1:01 left here in the second quarter, and Morrisville going to put on this 2-minute offense perhaps after that spark by Sterling Fitz-Henley. The route is on here at Drake Field.
Devastating running game.
And it'll be play action by Bill Flato. No options, buys time to the near side, and he's going to throw this ball out of play towards the sideline.
That's one thing I'll have to say for the St. John Fisher football team is they can cover. They do a good job on the secondary.
And this game has been dominated by the run, so you make a good point, Bobby.
And they're backing up playing pass coverage all the time, and that's why there's no stunts in there. Flato has all kind of time to throw the football, and he just couldn't find anybody open.
54 seconds left in the second quarter. Two wide to each side for Bill Flato in the gun, 2nd down and 10. Flato, quick pass far side, and that is brought in along the sideline, pushed out of bounds, Jermaine Cooper, and he's close to the first down marker. He may have it. And it looks like they are going to move the chains for him, and that does stop the clock. 47 seconds left until halftime. First down and 10. That'll be Parrish Durham as the wide receiver on the near side on this play. Jermaine Cooper stays to the far side, trips right for Bill Flato. Immediate roll by Flato, and he's going to launch this ball near side. Kyle Toohey incomplete, in and out of his hands, and the coverage was good for Evan Strasburger, the outside linebacker who was on Kyle Toohey. So it was a mismatch, but
Kyle Toohey is what, 6'4"?
yeah.
Wow. They got to get different uniforms. They don't look as big in these dark green uniforms.
We're going to put in a request.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10. 41 seconds left here in the second quarter. Two wide to each side for Bill Flato. And he will take the snap. Steps back to his own 35. Quick pass, and that is incomplete again. Looking for Kyle Toohey. A nice defensive play once again made by Evan Strasburger, the junior from New Hartford.
Yep.
So that makes it 3rd down and 10 with 36 seconds left until the halfway mark.
One thing we realize right now, they can cover. St. John Fisher can cover. I think the passing game is not as strong as it's been in past games, but the running game, they can't stop the running game at all.
Well, the Mustangs really haven't challenged the secondary very much, especially Jack Fitzgerald, who leads the Empire 8 in interceptions. 3rd down and 10, under pressure. Flato lets it go, and he finds his man over the middle, Jermaine Cooper, and Cooper can't stay on his feet, looking for the 50-yard line, but it'll be stopped short. The clock will run.
And that's probably the last play, and let that thing run out.
And it looks like it will be. St. John Fisher not going to put up a fight on this one. 15 seconds left, winding down to 10 seconds now. And I think Bill Flato is going to just let his offense walk off to the sideline. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The Morrisville State Mustangs have come out and made a statement in the first half. 42-6 is the score in favor of Morrisville State here at Drake Field on what has been a tremendous performance so far by Kinsey Williams.
Kinsey Williams, no question about it. And you got to give the offensive line a lot of credit too, because they did a great job of blocking. And even the wide receivers downfield, they were doing a great job blocking too as well. So.
Any more thoughts of the first half, Bobby? Anything that stood out to you?
Not, we don't have to throw the ball, but they're throwing the ball. You know, that secondary for St. John Fisher is pretty good. I like them. They're pretty good cover guys, and we're not getting a whole lot of production like what we had in the past in the passing game. But who knows? Maybe we'll see what happens in the second half.
Live from Drake Field, we'll be back for the start of the third quarter and a full recap of the first half coming up in just a few moments. We'll step aside here. You're listening and watching Morrisville State football.
Hey.
welcome back, everybody, to Morrisville, New York, where the Morrisville Mustangs are on top of St. John Fisher 42-6. It has been an absolutely prolific day for Kinsey Williams, who so far today has 157 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground against this St. John Fisher defense. He will look to continue his great day into the second half, but first we'll see what the Cardinals can do with the ball as they will begin the second half with football.
And they're starting the second half, the third quarter, against the wind. Oh, it worked out. We scored points when the wind was in our face too, so that made it good.
A kick by Desmond Akpinoko down inside the 10 to the 5 and returned there. It'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. Around the edge they go to the 30, or just short of the 30. On the return, Demir Pross, and it'll be pushed out of bounds. Looks like around the 26-yard line.
I think I said this before the game ended. Before the first half ended. We scored 42 points in the first half. Now, if we can score 42 in the second half, then they're capable of scoring in the second half. And we can't let up, is what I'm trying to say, in this game. We got to play just as hard until it's out of reach.
First down and 10, and here's the handoff to Pross up the middle. Pross to the right side, and he'll be taken down with a gain of 2. I call it actually officially 3 down to the 30. It'll be second down and 7 as we begin the third quarter here. Hunter Walsh trying to regain his composure. He did not have a great first half. He was only 4 for 11.
And very little production on the part of their receivers as well, and I thought that was a key to their offensive attack.
Second down and 7. And Walsh will hand it off to Pross left side. Pross around the edge, but really not a lot of room to run. In there quickly to make the tackle, this Morrisville defensive front once again led by Jermaine Rankin. And it'll be third down and 5 officially. Score update for you. Cortland on top of Hartwick right now in the fourth quarter, 22-21. Would be a huge upset if Hartwick was able to find a way to win this football game. We're keeping it updated as much as we can. Third down and 5 for Hunter Walsh in this St. John Fisher offense. Here comes the blitz. Walsh throws, and that is caught on a dive across the far hash mark. A nice catch by Pat Gaylor,
Yep.
the sophomore from Whitesboro.
That's a tough pattern to stop. That's a slant pattern, but it's run right. It's almost like it's a given.
First down and 10 now on the conversion. Hunter Walsh again back to pass, and it's tipped up into the air and nearly caught, but it looked like the official got in the way of Demir Pross.
Yeah.
That's just unfortunate for St. John Fisher. 13:21 to go in the third quarter. Second down and 10 after that explosive play. Not in the traditional sense, though. Getting word that Hartwick is inside the 10-yard line now. Second down and 10, and here's the handoff to Pross. Right side, Pross has got the edge. Here goes Demir Pross inside of Morrisville territory, just short of the 40-yard line, and a first down for the Cardinals. You can't get complacent here, Bobby.
No, that's what you have to guard against with a score like 42-6.
So we got a time update in the Cortland-Hartwick game. 7:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Hartwick trailing by 1 with the football. Second down and goal from the 7. And here it's first down and 10 at Drake Field from the Morrisville 41. Walsh over the middle of the field, and that is dropped, incomplete. Nice play once again by DeAndre Wells. We got a flag out, though. DeAndre Wells has 2 picks today.
Where's the flag?
And we're going to see.
Oh.
And that is pass interference. And as a result, it's going to be a first down for St. John Fisher.
Now, I'll tell you what, if this was Division, I'd throw the flag on that one. If you can't do it in Division III, I know that, but I don't know.
Trips left now for Hunter Walsh. This Cardinals offense is moving, And a handoff to Pross off the left side. Pross stays on his feet.
Tackle.
He's getting pushed across the 30. Look at him go. And he will be a little bit short of the first down marker, maybe a yard short.
You can't tackle a good running back up high. You got to take the legs out from underneath him. That's what we got to start doing.
12:22 to go here in the third quarter. A flip to the right side, Pross around the edge, and look at him go. On the pitch, he's got the first down, and he will be tackled with the first down to the 20-yard line. The tackle made by Nash Nelson.
Well, the sun's going in behind the clouds, so we'll see a little bit better.
Oh, thank goodness.
There we go.
Now we can actually see the field. Under 12 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter. We're going to keep you posted on that Cortland-Hartwick game. They are in a timeout right now with Hartwick inside the 10-yard line of Cortland, down by 1. It's first down and 10 here for Hunter Walsh, who pumps, and now he's looking deep down the near side, and that is intercepted. Giovanni Vigliotti in there to make the pick.
Wow.
The junior comes in hot and snags it out of the air, and Hunter Walsh gets denied again.
I'll tell you what, I'd be awful shaky if I were a fresh, had 3 interceptions in one football game at this point in time. And it's early, still early. Is it out of reach? No, not by a long shot. This is, you get those garbage touchdowns when the score is that big. The score differential was really wide at this point in time. And these are kids. They'll have a tendency to relax, and it's not good.
Johnny Vigliotti.
That was
making
a
it happen.
Key interception.
And now Bill Flato in this offense hands it off to the left side, Kinsey Williams.
There he
And
goes.
Williams puts the shoulder down and gets a gain of about 5 yards. Second down coming up. So 11:27 to go here in the third quarter of play. Morrisville up 42-6 with the football. And turnovers have killed St. John Fisher today. The latest by Johnny Vigliotti, the junior, graduate of Henninger, native of Syracuse. And now we have an injured Cardinal down at the field.
That's the first injury today.
Take a
Been
moment.
an injury-free game so far.
He's attended to, and we'll give you an update now in the Hartwick-Cortland game. Still 22-21 in favor of the Red Dragons. And it looks like, we're going to get an official update here, it looks like Cortland has the football. Yes, Cortland. No, wait, I'm going to confirm for you. Yeah, Cortland has the football backed up to their own 4-yard line. With 5:45 to go in the fourth quarter, leading by 1. Oh, and Cortland's breaking off a big run. Oh, my. Down the sideline, it's Tripodi. Yeah, and it went out of the screen. The screen didn't follow him here in the live stream. But Tripodi, the running back for Cortland, who we saw here a couple of weeks ago, just busted a huge run and may very well have ended Hartwick's rally, although there's still time to go with about 5 minutes and 30 seconds in the fourth quarter. So, still being attended to here, the injured Cardinal. Still haven't identified who that is. So we'll take a moment again to check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Bobby Burns Incorporated. Purdue defeated Northwestern in Chicago today, 24-22. Florida State on top of Boston College. Bad news for you, Bobby.
That's not good.
38-31, the final in favor of the Seminoles. UMass. Now, Bobby, look at this. Look at this. If you look on Google scores right now, Army defeated UMass 63-7, but
Whoa.
Google says that UMass won.
Oh,
I have a feeling that's not true.
it still makes you, there's a question mark there.
Yeah, Western Kentucky on top of Arkansas 45-19. Ohio
That'll
State.
get a coach fired, that game.
Yeah, that definitely will. Ohio State wraps up Maryland 73-14. Baylor trailing right now to TCU in overtime, 23-16 in favor of the Horned Frogs. Florida on top of Vanderbilt in a shutout, final 56-0 in Gainesville.
What about that big defensive end for Ohio State? He got
Chase Young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he made a loan so his girlfriend could come to a game. I guess from what I read on the computer. And he paid the loan back. And it's not, I don't know. There's restrictions on these kids that people don't know about.
Trips to the right side, and Flato keeps it on play action. Taken down in the backfield, though. There's a real nice play coming in hot defensively was Justin Wheeler, the junior from Binghamton.
That was a run-pass option play. He was coming out here, and if they played him, he was going to throw it out to number 7, and that's the way it is, run option. If they don't pick him, then he's the runner.
Cortland has extended its lead over Hartwick 29-21 in the fourth quarter. So Bill Flato in the gun, 3rd down and 10 after the sack by Justin Wheeler. Flato with 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side. He takes a low snap and steps back, quickly fires on the wheel route to Kinsey Williams, who spins away. And look at Kinsey Williams go. He'll be short of the first down marker, but he hit the B button on that one.
This is the first time we're going to punt, I think.
My goodness. And here comes, for the first time in this ball game, Hunter Regals to punt this ball away.
It's the first time he's punted, so he might be rusty. I hope he gets a good one off here.
On the other hand, he may be fresh.
Yeah.
Who
well,
knows?
that's fresh legs. You wonder if he's standing on the sideline with his arms folded and yawning, and then they put him in the game to punt.
3-yard line.
And the
Whoa.
high snap, and here comes the rush. Regal somehow gets it off, and
that's
it's a
good
booming punt. Down short of the 35, and they wrap up the returner down at the 30-yard line. Trying to escape was Chris Park, and he had nowhere to go. He'll be down to the 31.
Is 47 the punter?
Yes, indeed, that's Hunter Regals.
He come limping off the field after that punt.
It was a long punt.
No, he's all right.
The next wave of games now getting underway in college football. Kansas State on top of Texas 7-0 right now in Austin. Cincinnati's tied scoreless with UConn. And LSU Alabama still hasn't gotten underway. Virginia Tech Wake Forest right now scoreless in Blacksburg. 9:36 to go in the third quarter. Walsh on play action, quick pass, and that is incomplete. Or is it a fumble? Ernesto Mitchell comes in, and now the officials are going to wave it off incomplete.
It looked like a forward pass to me.
It did look like a forward pass. I think the initial thought by the Morrisville defense was that the ball came out of his hand and then trickled forward, but it is an incompletion, 2nd down and 10 from their own 31.
Our kids must be playing hard. Look at some of those guys on the sidelines have some of the stickers missing off their helmet, which means they're hitting.
Hunter Walsh lined up at the gun with Cole Harper, his tight end, offset to his left in front of him. And now we're going to get a timeout called by Coach Fitzpatrick. So yet another stoppage of play. I feel like all I've done for the past 10 minutes is read out of town scores. Got some other great matchups coming up tonight on the Morrisville State football. No, just kidding. Georgia hosts Missouri at 7 o'clock. Duke will host Notre Dame at 7:30. Oklahoma hosting the Iowa State Cyclones at 8. And Clemson headed to NC State to face the Wolfpack at 7:30. And then if you're into Pac-12 after dark, actually, I don't know what
Do you
we
stay
have
up
for the
after
Pac-12.
dark and watch those games?
Sometimes
West
I
Coast
do.
games?
Sometimes. Boise State and Wyoming today at 10:15. I know that's the Mountain West and not the Pac-12. That's going to be a good game. Boise State has a couple of really good players. They're ranked 21 in the country.
Wow. Boise State's always pretty good every year.
They are. The pride and joy of Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah. Idaho potatoes.
That's right. What they're known for. 2nd down and 10 with 9:31 to go in the third quarter. Hunter Walsh will hand it off to Pross. The right side he goes, cutting it back, and still not a lot of room after all those jukes. And now we're going to get a couple flags out.
What do you got, a holding? It's in the holding area.
Waiting for the call. There was a couple of flags that came out.
Uh-huh.
Says a face mask charge
That's
to
15
Johnny
yarder, isn't it?
Vigliotti.
Is that 15?
Yeah, that'll be a 15-yard penalty. That'll push him up close to midfield.
I better get home and read a rule book if I'm going to make it these, these broadcasts. I got to know the game
We're going to get that
a little bit better.
that huge, really thick rule book. We're just going to plop it down to the table and say,
That's
Bobby,
it, yeah. I'll fall asleep in 5 minutes.
I'd fall asleep in 2. So it's going to be first down and 10, spotted at the 49 of Morrisville for Hunter Walsh. He's got Pross in the backfield to his left. Will Blake lined up to the near side. Blake has been virtually non-existent in this football game, and he is the receiving leader in multiple categories in the Empire 8. First down and 10, Pross up the middle, and Ernesto Mitchell coming in hot, but he couldn't get to him, and here goes Pross down the far sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
We're not tackling. We're reaching out and we're grabbing. We're not tackling. We got to tackle.
Sage Thomas was the one that pushed him out of bounds, and you could see a whole bunch of linebackers came in to try and get him, but they were too late. And all of a sudden, St. John Fisher inside the red zone at the Morrisville 19, first down and 10, 8:40 to go. Pross up the middle, and he's met with a whole bunch of Morrisville State Mustangs. Trying to think of what a group of horses would be called. It's certainly not a pack. Stampede? Stampede?
Yeah, that would work. How'd that get up? Mustangs.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I know for Cardinals it would be a flock.
The Mustang is a wild animal, right? I mean, it has to be. It's not a pure breed of horse.
I believe so. And here's the handoff left side Pross with room, and he cuts it back, but he's taken down by the ankles.
Oh, boy, he was off and running. If he had kept his balance there.
As a touchdown saving tackle. Mike Bodner was the one that came in to make the play. Now third down and 4 from the 13.
The biggest threat going into this game was the passing game for St. John Fisher, and like you said, it's non-existent. They're running the football well at this particular jointure.
Here's Pross up the middle. Pross breaks off of a tackle, and he's close to the 5-yard line with a first down.
We're not tackling at all. Grab, grab, grab. You can't do that in any level of football. You got to put the shoulder in there, wrap the arms around, and take him down. And keep your head up. If you don't keep your head up, you'll miss your target.
So first down and goal. Inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. 7:09 to go in the third quarter. And here's the handoff. Pross up the middle. Not a lot of room. And here comes Mike Bodner and a whole bunch of linebackers to tackle him. There'll be no gain.
No, he lost a yard.
Out of town scoreboard. Hardwick still down 29-21. Looks like Cortland may walk away with a victory there after coming back. They were down 14-0. Second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Hunter Walsh from the gun. Too wide to the near side. And Walsh is going to hand it off to Pross right side, and he is blown up in the backfield. Jermaine Rankin was in there to make the tackle. Well, we do get a flag out. Civvy Merritt was there as well.
Oh.
Another face mask on the Mustangs, and that is going to make it first and goal.
At the distance will be what, the 7-yard line or no?
That should be like the 4-yard
line. Yeah, well, if they mark it from where he went down.
Yeah, it's going to be the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's first and goal from the 4-yard line. 6:08 to go in the third quarter. Man in motion.
Unbalanced line.
Walsh takes the snap, hands off, Pross up the middle, diving forward and then turning his back and pushing. Not a lot of room, though. It'll be no gain of the play. This Morrisville defensive front has been sturdy all day. They got to find a way to stay that way here and force Hunter Walsh to throw the football. Got to find out what they're going to do. Walsh looks to the sideline, gets the call. Offensive coordinator Rob Kramer calling the play. Syracuse native, actually, is Rob Kramer. He went to Oneida High School. And Walsh rolling out on play action, fires into the corner, and that is caught for the touchdown.
Took him a half an hour to put those hands up.
A great catch in the corner of the end zone. And a really nice catch by Pat Gaylord, the native of Whitesboro. And St. John Fisher gets one back. It's 42-12.
Well, the story on that drive was 2 face mask penalties, and that's what, when we had them stopped, we pull a penalty.
And St. John Fisher elects to just kick the field goal as opposed to going for 2. The kick is up, and it is good for the place kicker, Joe Dodderwhite. 5:09 to go in the third quarter. The positive, Bobby, even though that wasn't a touchdown scoring drive, is that it took a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, it did.
Well, I'd like to remind all of you that the Morrisville State men's volleyball team is going to the NEAC Championship tomorrow. And I want to make sure to head out there at 1 o'clock at Stewart Athletic Center here in Morrisville. As the Morrisville State return team comes out onto the field, it'll be Sterling Fitzhenley and Torrey Hall Jr. back deep to return this football.
Sterling Fitzhenley lead, and Torrey Hall deep for Morrisville.
And the kicking unit for St. John Fisher, led by Joe Dodderwhite. Puts it up on the tee. And here we go.
Yeah, this would be a short kick.
Dodderwhite's kick is a line drive kick, fielded by Torrey Hall Jr. at the 10. And here he goes. Torrey Hall Jr. looking for the edge, cuts it back at the 25. He's pushed out of bounds to the near sideline, and a flag. Let's assess the penalty. And that is a block on the back charged on Morrisville State. The culprit is Jeff Carrozza. That's going to back him up.
I don't think I've seen a kickoff where there wasn't a block in the back. you
Yeah,
know,
there's a lot of
you're
them.
running down there, all of a sudden you turn sideways and the head goes in behind, and all of a sudden that's a block in the back.
A wise football soul.
Circumstance.
A wise football soul once told me that there is holding on every play.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a block in the back on every kickoff.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of how badly you do it.
Or when you see it.
Right.
You see it, yeah.
Bill Flato lined up at the gun with 2 wide to the far side, and we're going to get a moment looking at the sideline here for this Morrisville State offense as Bill Flato screams out to his offensive line and steps back 1st and 10 from their own 10. Flato, a handoff, and Kinsey Williams is blown up in the backfield. So Williams goes down, looked like close to the 5-yard line. It's going to be a pretty significant loss, 2nd down and 15. We have word from Hartwick that game is now firmly in the hands of the Cortland Red Dragons. The Hayes in the barn in that one, 32-21.
Well, that's a typical upstate New York term. Hayes in the barn. A lot of barns around here.
I like to keep it local.
Very beautiful.
And here's the handoff up the middle, and here goes Kinsey Williams, again breaking free down to the 20-yard line. And he's got the first down, converting on 2nd down and 15.
And no penalties.
Kinsey Williams, have yourself a day, young man, even though he's probably about my age. I don't know if I've really reserved the right to say that yet. We have a Mustang tying his shoe. Wow. So now we have an unnecessary roughness penalty charged on the left guard, Tyler Elmore. And that
offense, unnecessary roughness. Doesn't make sense.
You know, Bobby, after the Kinsey Williams run, you said, and no penalties, and then the referee,
the kiss of death, yeah.
He had something else to say.
Wow.
So, as a result, it should be 1st down at least.
Why do we have these penalties are killing us from time to time? Luckily, the score is what it is right now with these penalties.
It's 1st and 10 now from the 11-yard line. And Flato's going to throw on play action, and that is nearly intercepted. Oh, my goodness. Disaster averted. Flato threw it right into the arms of the defensive back, Anthony Manna, and he drops it.
That secondary in St. John Fisher is as advertised. A pretty decent secondary.
Bobby, it's evident that they're not going to let Flato throw to the flats.
No. We had nothing deep. I think the original game plan was to beat them up with a short passing game and run the football. And we ran the football well, but the short passing game.
Flato again, play action, pumps. Now he's going deep down the near sideline. Jermaine Cooper with the catch.
What a great catch.
Redemption for Jermaine Cooper, who catches it over the head of Anthony Manna, who nearly just had a pick six. And it's 1st down and 10 for Morrisville, working their way towards St. John Fisher territory.
They must have the record by now, huh? Do you think?
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah.
He has to. Well, he's eclipsed 1,500 yards on the season. That we know.
That's pretty darn good. 1,500 yards for a wide receiver.
1st down and 10 from their own 39. Flato's going to keep it on play action. Throws quickly. Here's Torrey Hall Jr. down the far sideline. Torrey Hall Jr. turning on the Jets. Torrey Hall Jr. all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Morrisville State.
Wow. We needed that, really. The way things were going in that third quarter.
48-13 after Torrey Hall Jr. kicks on the afterburners and takes it all the way to the end zone. Wow. A tremendous 61-yard touchdown catch and run.
Well, if you're a Morrisville Mustang fan, this will be a great day for you. What an offensive display.
I want to know what his 40 time is.
He ran away from everybody there for sure.
Desmond Akpinoko on for the extra point. And the kick is up, and it is good. That is his 7th extra point of the day. And Morrisville State is on top 49-13 with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. The game at Hartwick has gone final 32-21 in favor of the Cortland Red Dragons. And an update for you in the LSU-Alabama game. Sorry to cut you off, Bobby.
That's okay.
LSU is on top 6-0 with 9 minutes left in the first quarter, and they have the football.
Wow.
I like your pick.
It's going to be a tough game.
Remember when I pressured you into making a pick in the
Ed
first quarter?
Ed Ogeron, he started at Syracuse. He's been all over the countryside, and in the South particularly.
Now you want to hear something incredible.
But he is one of hard-working football coaches.
TCU and Baylor are in triple overtime. TCU down by 6. They need a touchdown and an extra point to win the game. Oh my goodness.
What's the score? What's the actual score?
29 for Baylor and 23 for TCU. It's 4th and goal for TCU.
Some of those overtimes go to 50 because they keep scoring on each other. Bingo.
This kickoff is returned in front of the 20-yard line. It'll be brought close to the 30. Cutting it around the edge is Chris Park, the sophomore wide receiver.
He started over here on the numbers, ran all the way across the field, and gained about 4 yards from the time he caught the ball. And we didn't make a tackle.
And they're going to spot the football at the 35-yard line, 1st down and 10.
If there's any negatives in this game for the Morrisville team, it would be their arm tackling, and the second thing is penalties. You can't have this many penalties at key times during the game.
I've done my fair share of that, Bobby.
Oh, my tongue got stuck there.
1st down and 10. Walsh is going to hand it off. Oh, now they're going to run the end around. Here comes Park. Park cuts it upfield, and all that flashiness goes for about 2, maybe 3 yards. And they have gone final at TCU. Baylor walks away with a triple overtime victory, 29-23.
What's the size on number 3 for St. John Fisher?
For St. John Fisher?
He looks like a little kid out there.
And number 3, Demir Pross.
Yep.
He is 5'8".
He's 5'8". I'm 6'9".
Are you doubting the people that? Oh, come on.
Yeah. He ran underneath the armpit of the quarterbacks that last time. That's why. Here he comes.
It's 2nd down and 8 up the middle. Frost again pushing his way for the first down marker. They're going to give it to him across the 45 down to the 46.
They scored 13 points so far, and this kid has, I bet he has 100 yards. Frost.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep.
Coming out of the first
Kenzie
half.
Williams, is this right? Halftime stats, 157?
Yep, that's right.
Whoa.
With 3 touchdowns. Pross at the half had 28 yards, so I'm not so sure he's got 100. First down and 10. Here's the handoff. That'll be a gain of a couple for Pross. That'll be 2nd down and 8 with 2:25 to go in the third quarter. We're going to give you some final scores from around the Empire 8 today. Final from Union. Union defeats Utica 13-7.
Whoa, that must have been a pillow fight.
I'll tell you what, Union's 9-0. So Utica put up a fight against an undefeated
They
team.
are something, that little school in Schenectady.
Oh, and it's blown up in the backfield. Pross had nowhere to go. And again, Jermaine Rankin.
I like him. He's a good-looking football player, too.
So it'll be 3rd down and long. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 1:43 and counting.
As Rankin, what's his class rank? Class rank. What is his class? What is he? How much eligibility?
Well, Jermaine Rankin, per my information, is a senior.
Senior.
I don't know if he has any eligibility beyond that.
Yeah.
3rd down and 11 now, and Walsh is going to step back to pass from his own 35, unloading to the far side. He's got a man wide open. It's going to be a first down. Speeding down the far sideline. Here goes, on the carry, or the catch and run, rather, it was Ryan Ingerson. Ingerson across the 30 down to the 25-yard line.
Another little guy. They're not very big. Even with the white jerseys, they don't look that big.
They'll officially say he stepped out of the 28, 1st down and 10, a minute to go in the third quarter. Hunter Walsh looks to the sideline for the play call as we tick down under 1 minute to go in this quarter of play. Trips left, slot right. And play action, pass deep far side, and that is completed. What a catch.
Yeah, it was a good catch. He got up in the air. Good jumping ability. Cut up there. Got the ball at the highest point.
What a catch by Pat Gaylor. And it's 1st down and goal all of a sudden. Pross to the right side. He'll be taken down with maybe a gain of a yard. That was one-on-one coverage. Pat Gaylor brought that ball down.
Rankin made another great play from his defensive end on the far side of the field. He's having a great game, Rankin.
Oh, yeah. He's been all over the field. And he's a defensive lineman. So when you see a defensive lineman all over the field, that's a testament to just how talented they are. So that should be the final play of the third quarter as we wind it down to 000 at the clock. And we head to the final quarter of play. Oh, no, they're going to run another play. Never mind. I got ahead of myself as they give it to Pross up the middle.
That was close.
He's very close, about a yard short. It should be 3rd and goal. And that's what it will be when we come back for the fourth quarter. So 3rd and goal from the 1 or 2 yard lines with a fresh 15 minutes on the clock as we head to the fourth quarter of play. And Bobby, it was a very interesting third quarter in the sense that touchdowns were exchanged, no progress really made on either side.
That's exactly what you worry about, because you go into the locker room at halftime and it's 42-7 or 6, and what do you tell your kids? And the same thing for St. John Fisher. They go in the locker room. What do you tell their kids?
It's a good question. I don't know.
It's a hard thing, but if I were St. John Fisher, I'd say just what they're doing, stick to your game plan and see what comes out. And here we go. Let's see the yardage now.
Oh, my goodness. Kinsey Williams today so far, 174 yards, 3 touchdowns, as sort of maintaining those stats from halftime. Demir Pross, oh, you know what, Bobby? You're right. I'm sorry for doubting you. Demir Pross for St. John Fisher has 116 yards of the day.
Wow.
And Hunter Walsh, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns. And We don't have a count on his interceptions. Off the top of my head, I believe it's 4. And Walsh is going to hand this ball up the middle, and Ingerson has nowhere to go. Stood up
Whoa.
in the backfield, and it's 4th down and goal. And let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go for it. Hunter Walsh stays out on the field. 4th down and goal from the 4-yard line. 14:37 to go in this ball game.
I would bet right now they're going to throw the football. And they're going to throw it to the 3 receiver side.
It's been tough sledding today for Hunter Walsh. But here he goes, 4th and goal to the end zone, incomplete. Behind his intended receiver, he wanted Jonathan Letta, but this Morrisville defense is not going to Letta up.
Nope. Good. Yeah, this is a great game for these kids. And like I said, they're well coached. I really have a lot of respect for Coach Fitzpatrick and his staff, and they do a great job here.
Both these teams came into the day 4-4, and St. John Fisher's going to fall to 4-5. Morrisville State's going to rise to 5-4 with only 1 week left in the regular season.
Now we have to win that last game in order to be bowl eligible. Is that correct? Am
Yes,
I right?
I believe so. 14:19 to go in this football game. Bill Flato standing in his own end zone. And he will take the snap and hand it off. Up the middle they go, and the ball comes out.
Whoa.
The ball comes out, and we're going to wait for an official word. Looks like Morrisville fell back on top of it, or he was down before it came out.
Who had the ball? Who was carrying the ball?
I believe it was Kinsey Williams.
Yeah, that's unusual. Maybe he's tired. The tread on his tires are starting to wear down.
I'll be honest with you, I actually can't tell who that is. It's either Williams or Fitzhenley. And once again, it's going to be a handoff, this time to the near side. Around the edge they go, and down across the 20 to the 30, and down the sideline, it's Fitzhenley. Finally, I get a good look at his jersey, and he's out of bounds, close to midfield.
Now, Fitzhenley is his last game. He made it sound like Fitz is his first name and Henley's his last name.
Oh, I'm sorry,
One of those
Sterling.
hyphenated kids.
Sterling Fitzhenley, yes.
You
yes.
think with that hyphen in there, you think he's a rich kid or something. You know?
Yeah. Well, let's not go making assumptions.
I don't even know, bud.
13-16 and counting here in the 4th quarter.
The
First
total
down.
offensive yardage is, I think, ridiculous.
Oh, it should be.
Total
Flato.
offense is 414.
Here's the handoff up the middle. Fitzhenley diving his way about a yard short of the first down marker.
Yeah.
And he will be inside of Cardinal territory as we wind under 13 minutes here in the ball game.
Fitzhenley sneaking in on 50 to 60 yards rushing. Fitzhenley. I learn how to pronounce these names.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's always a challenge.
Yep. The melting pot, the United States, all the different nationalities and names, and
It'll be 2nd down and 2 here. Flato hands it off
Boom.
up the middle, and a big run from Sterling Fitzhenley across the 30, falling backwards to the 30. And it's a first down and more for Morrisville State, and whether it's Kinsey Williams or Sterling Fitzhenley,
Yeah.
they're all having success here today against the Cardinal front.
Out-of-town scoreboard, all finals now. Union over Utica 13-7, and Cortland outlasted
In that Alabama LSU game,
21.
LSU
I'll
on
tell you-
top 7-0 with the football.
this statistic correct. At the end of 3 periods, we have 223 yards of passing. It didn't seem like that. I mean, it didn't to me. But I guess it's true.
I guess the numbers never lie.
No.
First down and 10, handoff up the middle on the fake jet sweep, and Sterling Fitzhenley will have no gain. Yeah, I believe if the Mustangs hold on and win their next 2 games, including this one, they get to play Alabama.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
And that's not a fun bus trip.
No, they're coming here.
Oh, they're coming here?
Yeah, they're coming here.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Oh, imagine the attendance.
Well, think about all the restaurants in town. They'll make a fortune.
Oh, they would.
Alabama is well traveled.
Yes, yes. I think US 20 would be clogged.
All those schools are.
Casanova and Morrisville businesses would make, like you said, a fortune. Second down and 10 from the 30, and Fitzhenley's going to get it off the right side, cutting it forward for a gain of a couple. It'll be third down and 8.
Henley for a gain of 1. Tackle made at the 29-yard.
Kansas State on top of Texas in Austin, 14-0.
Third down.
Now the Longhorns are trying to make a statement today with the 20-ranked Wildcats coming into their building. 10:30 to go here in the fourth quarter.
What's Texas ranked anyhow? I mean,
They're
they
not
lost.
ranked.
They lost to Oklahoma.
Yeah, they're not ranked.
Whoa. They were supposed to be. At the beginning of the season, they were, I think.
I think you're right, but no longer, as the snap is unexpectedly taken by Bill Flato, and he has to run with the football. He somehow takes the snap and runs with it as he wasn't expecting it. He sort of volleyed it up into the air, and it'll be fourth down and 6. And I'm going to bet that they'll go for it here with the wind blowing from left to right.
On the tackle. Fourth down.
Yep, they're going to leave the offense on there. Fourth down and 6. Under 10 to go.
Well, at least we can see better now with the sun going down.
That's right. Over that ridge that stands out on the left side.
For you people out there in California, it gets dark early here.
2 wide to each side for Bill Flato. Fourth down and 6. 4-man rush. He fires deep down the far side. That is incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs.
This is incomplete, intended for Kyle Tui.
And Bill Flato was looking for his tight end Tui, but a little miscommunication. And it'll be first and 10, St. John Fisher from their own 26.
Next up for Morrisville, they round out the 2019 campaign when the Brockport State Golden Eagles.
And we'd like to take a moment to remind you that the Morrisville State men's volleyball team is going to the NEAC Championship tomorrow. That's going to be right here at Morrisville's campus, the Stewart Athletic Center at 1 o'clock. Be sure to come down if you can.
I'm there. I'm definitely coming to that one. I love to watch volleyball.
Right side run, nothing going for Pross as he's taken down at the line to gain, or rather at the line of scrimmage. Be a no gain of the play, second down and 10.
Got a gain of 1. Mike Bodnar on the stop for Morrisville, second down.
9:10 to go.
See, now when you start to substitute, you worry about these garbage touchdowns.
That could hurt
Because
stats.
if you take your first string out,
Walsh fires, and that's nearly intercepted. Would have been Johnny Vigliotti's second pick of the day, and he's upset with himself as it turns over to third down.
Incomplete. Intended for Blake.
I think Vigliotti nearly had himself an interception. Should have probably had it.
Brings up third down.
So third down and 9 for Walsh in this St. John Fisher offense. Walsh takes the snap, quick pass over the middle, and that is incomplete. Over the head of his intended receivers, he had 2 guys there. I think he wanted Park. Converging on the play was Richie Quinn, but he can't hit either of them as it falls incomplete over both of their heads. It'll be fourth down, and they'll send the punting team out. Quick update for you. Down in Tuscaloosa, LSU leading 10-0 over the Alabama Crimson Tide.
oh, it's in Tuscaloosa. I thought it was in Louisiana.
No, it's in Tuscaloosa.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, indeed. You go far enough north, they start speaking French in Quebec. You go far enough south, they start speaking French in Louisiana.
Oh.
And here comes the Aussie-style punt straight down the middle of the field. It'll take a bounce the near hash mark, and it'll be downed at the 25-yard line by Evan Strasburger.
No return, and Morrisville takes over.
And Morrisville will have a chance on offense once again with 8:44 to go in this football game.
We have a change? No, the quarterback's still the same.
Yes, indeed. Flato's coming back out. And you got to think that the Mustangs are going to find a way to kill the clock a little bit here. We do have some new, deeper on the depth chart players coming into the game. You can see Justin Adams, the sophomore wide receivers, lined up to the near side. Flato taking the snap and handed it off to Solo right side. And Solo dives forward with a gain of maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah.
8:33 to go in this football game. It'll be 2nd down and 5 officially. I'm just going to try and bleed out this clock a little bit. Bill Flato in the gun on 2nd down and 5 from their own 30. And it's again a handoff up the middle and a big push by this St. John Fisher Cardinal front to hold him to maybe a gain of a yard. That was Solo again. And now we have an injured Mustang. .755 here in the 4th quarter. And the injured players being attended to by the Morrisville training staff. So we will once again take a moment away and remind you of some scores right now on the board around college football. We mentioned a moment ago that LSU is leading Alabama in Tuscaloosa 10-0. Kansas State on top of Texas, still 14-0 at the end of quarter number 1. Cincinnati on top of Connecticut, 14-0. And Iowa, and Wisconsin tied 0-0 beginning of the 1st quarter. And that one started the 2nd quarter in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech tied with Wake Forest at 3 apiece. And still getting some attention down there, the injured Mustang. And we can confirm that for Morrisville, that is Christian Pawlowski, the backup left tackle. And he's going to be helped off the field limping a little bit. Bill Flato and the offense come back out. 7:55 to go in this football game. And Flato will hand it off up the middle again. And a nice run close to the 1st down marker is Solo. Maybe about a yard short.
Yeah, it brings up 4th down. We got a punt.
I bet you, I think they're going to go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Under 7:30 to go here in the 4th quarter. It's 4th down and 1. And with the wind blowing from left to right, looks like they are going to indeed go for it on 4th down and 1. Fourth down and 1. Flato taking the snap, handed it off, right side, and a big run for Solo. He will be taken down short of the 45 of the 44. And it's a 1st down conversion for Morrisville as they just try and end this football game by running the clock out. At this point, you just want to end the game. You don't want anybody to get hurt.
When the ball's on the minus, 35, and you go for it on 4th down, that's the ultimate in confidence.
Yeah. Man, oh, man. This St. John Fisher defense came into the day 4th in the league in preventing scoring. And
Whoa.
You got to imagine they're going to fall in the ranks on that one. Flato with 2 wide to each side, and now we're going to get a timeout called by
I thought this
head
was
coach
2
Griffiths
pretty even matches. When we first started this broadcast, I thought these 2 teams are pretty equal, and bingo. Wow. We missed 2 what? We missed 2 weeks in a row watching. They were all away games.
Yeah.
I didn't see the game last week because there was some kind of technical difficulties on the computer. But he put up 56 on Hartwick.
That they did.
Wow.
And next week they're going to have to face Brockport here in Morrisville. But while they were away, they started off with a dramatic 54-51 double overtime victory in Utica over Utica, thanks to Kinsey Williams on a walk-off touchdown. And then they had their bye week, and then they went to Hartwick in Oneonta, and they got the 56-28 victory.
Oh.
So we come out
Offense.
of the timeout, and Bill Flato will come back out onto the field in the gun. 6:27 to go.
I think the total offense is somewhere around 500 right now. With the it was 441, 414 at the end of the third quarter.
Man in motion, and they're going to hand it off on the end around, and around the edge they go.
And these are backup guys in there now, right? And
Yeah.
I think
Across the 50-yard line there for Tafari Mason, the freshman from Bronx. He's a graduate of Cardinal Hayes down there in the New York City area. 5'9" wide receiver, a lot of speed. Flato stepping back into the gun, under 6 minutes to go on 2nd down and 3. And Flato will hand it off again up the middle. Not a lot of room to run. Gain of maybe a yard for Cirasolo. 3rd down and 2 from the St. John Fisher 48. Hey, Bill Flato looking at the sideline to get the call. Trying to convert here and just continue to eat this clock. 15 seconds of the play clock, and Bill Flato now in the gun, rather in the pistol. Now he moves Cirasolo to his right and takes the snap. They hand it off up the middle, and Cirasolo bulldozing his way for no gain. Bobby, I think they're going to go for it again.
well, you were on back on the 30. They're on the midfield right now. Yeah, I don't, and St. John Fisher's not doing anything devastatingly on offense.
Oh, never mind. They're going to punt the football. So they go for it from their own 30, and now they punt when they're inside of St. John Fisher territory. That's interesting. I would watch out for a fake.
Yeah. I don't think so. Punt, get him in the hole, play defense.
Regals on to punt this football away. 4:23 to go in the 4th quarter. And Morrisville takes the timeout. That'll be their final
You see,
timeout.
when you get late in the game and there's a big score differential, what happens is the substitute. When you get to substitute, now you're substituting on special teams. And maybe a player is not there that should be out there. And that's how you get in trouble and you're forced to call timeout.
So 4:22 to go in the 4th quarter, and we have a timeout, a stoppage of play, with Morrisville on top 49-13 over St. John Fisher. We like to remind you that next week, the Morrisville Mustangs are going to close out their regular season slate and try and push their way to bowl eligibility against the College of Brockport. That'll happen right here at Drake Field, and you can watch the game live. Thanks to myself and Bobby Burns to my left and the incredible staff that goes into making these broadcasts happen.
Yeah.
Regals will take the snap and punt this ball away. High into the air, and a fair catch called for near the 20-yard line. And Fisher will get the ball back. 4:14 to go in the 4th quarter.
All different jerseys in there now for Morrisville.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
And-
good. I mean, hey, he played for John Fisher, Fitzpatrick, the head coach of Morrisville. And that just goes good professionalism by substituting with this kind of a differential in score.
Well, let's see what St. John Fisher does. Yeah, we've got a new quarterback in the game. It's Jake Thompson, the junior from Johnson City. Outside of Binghamton, I believe.
Yep.
And the first play is a handoff up the middle. A tough run for a gain of maybe 4 yards. And the carry on the play for St. John Fisher was we have a new running back into the game was by Matthew Hall, the junior from Sherburne.
That's right out here.
Yeah. Jake Thompson at quarterback will hand it off again up the middle once more for Matthew Hall. And Hall will gain a few more yards of the play. It'll be 3rd down and short. So Jake Thompson, the junior, who of course, has 2 years on Hunter Walsh. Walsh is a freshman, and this guy, Jay Thompson, the backup quarterback, is a junior, and he's the backup. So you got to wonder what's going on there as this next handoff to Hall is blown up.
Well,
But it looks like he got enough for the first down. How about that?
Yeah. Anything close, they'll give it to him, which just makes sense. I mean, that's
Yeah, they're just going to let him wind out the clock here. Or my eyes are deceiving me. Very possible.
nope, they're too young.
Well.
Now my eyes, yeah.
And Thompson's again going to hand it off up the middle. Hall, not a lot of room to run, maybe a couple of yards. They're going to call it maybe 2 or 3. And this clock continues to wind now under 3 minutes down to 2:45.
Yeah, they're letting it run.
Second down and 7. Thompson back to pass on his first pass of the day. Going deep down the far sideline, and that is incomplete. Some one-on-one coverage down that far side. Looks like we have a backup wideout out there on the far side as well. That's right, he was looking for number 82, Nick Kiefer. Kiefer, a 5'8" sophomore from Buffalo, graduate of Williamsville East. And here comes the run on third down. The right side they go, and Hall really has nowhere to go, at least not close to getting that first down. Turns into a 4th down and 5. That'll push us under 2 minutes, and here comes the punt unit. And you got to think that once this punt goes, Morrisville's just going to take a couple knees.
Yeah.
Minute 50. And for likely the last time today, here's Joe Dodderwhite. He's rolling, and he's going to punt this one Australian style.
Oh, that's a bad kick.
And it's going to go out of bounds close to the 30. I think they're going to call it near the 35 as the referee steps up to the 35, and that's where they will mark it with a minute 35 to go. Well, folks, it's been a pleasure bringing this game to you. I'm Julian Barron alongside Bobby Burns. I believe we're going to get Coach Fitzpatrick after this game coming up.
He's coming up here, huh?
Yeah, he's going to chat with us.
He's got 2 babies at home. I think he's going to run home, too. He's got that.
Yeah, I'm sure
He's got that big smile on his face when you talk about his 2 little girls.
He's got a lot on his
He's
plate.
got a boy. Did he boy? The second one was a boy? I don't know.
Well, he's certainly got a lot on his plate, but in a good way.
For sure. Yep.
Flato is going to take the knee from the gun. He's going to have to take 2 more of those. And so the final score, as they move back of the knee, is going to end up being 49-13 in favor of Morrisville State.
Good
They
game.
will
Good game.
they'll move to 5-4 overall, 3-2 in the Empire 8. Don't forget the Morrisville State men's volleyball team is going to the NEAC Championship tomorrow, and that's going to be right here at Morrisville, the Stewart Athletic Center. And one more knee. They're going to have to take one more technically. I don't know if they're going to just let the clock wind.
There's about a 9-second differential, I think, as it's moving. I wasn't in good math class either. College algebra killed me.
Well, they are going to go ahead and take one more knee. They can do it anytime they want. I would just do it now, and they will. Bill Flato takes a knee, and that's going to do it here in Morrisville. The final score, Mustangs 49 and the Cardinals of St. John Fisher 13. A prolific day for Kinsey Williams of this entire Morrisville State unit. The defense, I believe, had 4 or 5 interceptions. And
That was a big thing right there.
yeah. And we're going to go ahead and get those final stats for you in a moment. And we're going to have Coach Fitzpatrick coming up in just a moment. So you're going to want to stick around as we bring you
What are we going to ask him? I mean, it's going to be tough.
You can let me carry the load on this one if you
Why
want.
do you have 3 penalties, you know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll put him on the hot seat after a 49-13 win.
Yeah, I was going to ask him how I get the hot seat in my car turned off.
I'm sure he's got an answer
Folks,
for you.
if you have anything, call in and let me know exactly how I can get the seat fixed so that the heat in the seats, these are the new things that come out with automobiles, that I can get it turned off so that I don't sweat to death on a long trip.
Yeah, you can't turn a seat warmer off. What's your make and model, Bobby?
It's a Nissan Rogue 2017.
I'm sure somebody's got an answer for you.
Yeah, I hope so.
So your final stats on the day, let's see if we get interceptions. Yeah, 5 interceptions for the Morrisville State defense. They returned them for a combined 89 yards. And Bill Flato on the day, 223 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. A really stupendous day for the Morrisville State quarterback. And just to add on to that, Flato needed 289 passing yards to tie the Morrisville State record for passing yards in a season. So he's going to have to eclipse that next week.
Yeah, and that's a short thing. How many is that, 45 or 50 yards he has to get next week?
Yeah, not much. Not much. Kinsey Williams, though, is the story of the day.
Whoa.
22 carries for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns, averaging 7.9 yards per carry. Jermaine Cooper, 5 receptions for 69 yards. He does eclipse the 1,500-yard mark. And then Torrey Hall caught a touchdown. Kyle Tui also caught a touchdown.
Yeah. I think in the rushing category, I think Fitz-Henley had a few more yards than 22. I think it's might have been a cutoff point there when they put out these stats. Sarasolo had more than a yard.
On my stat sheet, it says Fitz-Henley had 89 yards on the ground.
Oh, I had the third quarter one.
Yeah, there you go.
You stuck the other one on. We took it away from me.
Did I take it away? Oh, no. I think they only gave us one.
Oh,
that's
I'm
why.
reading third quarter stats.
No wonder there's confusion. Yeah. 89 yards in the day for Sterling Fitz-Henley. Solo had 22 and a touchdown. 4 touchdowns on the ground combined for Morrisville State. They end the day with total yards of offense. Do we have that somewhere? Yeah, we do. 498 yards of offense.
Wow, I said 500. I was close.
2 yards off. So close. So close. 35 minutes of possession.
Wow.
Compared to St. John Fisher's 25.
I think my kids out in California, hope they're listening to this broadcast because we're nationwide.
Yes, we are.
And they're out there in Rancho Palo Verdes. And she's a softball player. They both are, both her and her sister Hannah. And 2 great parents, and my sister Jill, her birthday on the 8th of November. They're going down to the Riviera Mexican restaurant for dinner.
Oh.
I sent them out a gift certificate so they all have a good time on her birthday.
Well, you see, I'm jealous now because that sounds like a great dinner to me.
I'm jealous because it's 80 degrees out there and not here.
Yeah, we need to get you on a
We're
plane.
Here, yeah.
I guess to get to California from here, you go from Syracuse to Atlanta?
No, you go right down here on Route 20, turn left, and you just keep going.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that's smart.
So you see
that's
the blue
smart.
water.
Right. No, I got it. It reminds me of back where I'm from in Maryland. You can get on US 50 in Ocean City, Maryland, and at the beginning of US 50, there's a sign that says Sacramento, California, 3,000 miles. I love it. It's great. So
I know. My first year at Arizona State when I went to school, as I was a rookie, so I had to sit in the front seat. They had the bench seats then, not the bucket seats.
Right.
They had the bench seats right across. Here I am propped up for 3,000 miles in the middle. I can't slump down. I can't read. I got to sleep sitting up.
Oh, my Lord.
And I tell you what, thank God for airplanes.
Yeah, I mean, we've come a long way in transportation. There's no doubt about that. Speaking of transportation, Kinsey Williams transporting the ball for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns today. You tell me what you think of that young man.
I think he never quits. He's always turning those feet, driving his legs. He breaks more tackles than anybody out there, and he's just an amazing kid. His motor is his biggest thing. I mean, the kid's got a motor that never stops running. I think everything about him is 100% effort.
Well, I will say this. Now with this offensive performance today, there's a very real chance that both Bill Flato and Kinsey Williams and Jermaine Cooper, mind you, are all first-team Empire 8 players
I
this
think
year.
so. I think you're right there. There's no question.
But we have to also talk about the defense. 5 interceptions today, 1 for Ernesto Mitchell, 1 for Giovanni Vigliotti, 2 for DeAndre Wells, and 1 other one that isn't listed on the stat sheet, but we know it happened.
And you got to give Rankin a lot of a lot of credit because he just really did the job.
And so we're going to welcome you into our broadcast booth.
Oh.
Thanks to the
I got a
stupendous camera work of. No, he doesn't want credit. He doesn't want credit. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to give him credit.
Oh, there I am.
You're going to see myself and Vavi Burns over to my left.
Wow.
Your right, my left.
Yep.
Welcome, folks, to the Morrisville State broadcast booth as Morrisville State was able to wrap it up 49-13 over St. John Fisher. And your final thoughts, Bobby?
My final thoughts, just an offensive display that I've never seen before up here in that kind of yardage. Running the football was devastating. I just think we did what I said we had to do and beat them up front, and the offensive did a super job.
And
of course,
Kenzie Williams, yeah.
he never goes down. The kid churning his legs, driving, running, and so forth. I don't know if he has great speed, but he has great balance, and he has great vision. He has great side-to-side shake, and he highly productive kid, I think, in every game this year so far.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Solo, you can't count either one of those guys, or Fitzhenley. They're 2 good backs, too. So we got 3 backs that are pretty productive kids, and a great quarterback with a year to go. And I think he's got a good foundation here, right, for the future.
I would agree, and you got to really hand it to a number of these Morrisville State offensive players. I think the unsung heroes of this game have to be the offensive linemen, right? They did a tremendous job. Burton at that left tackle position did a great job. And the center, Brian Mapp, also just making holes for Kinsey Williams to run through. You really cannot be more impressed with an offensive line unit.
Yep. And I think the biggest thing on the other side of the ball for St. John Fisher was a secondary play. They had a pretty good secondary, and they did a pretty good job on covering. And so, here comes Coach Fitzpatrick.
Now we have Coach Fitzpatrick up here, and we're going to do a little chat as we're going to get this third headset on him. There we go.
Hey.
And we're going to turn you up. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
now I
hear
can
you real well.
Good.
Yeah.
Coach, congratulations on a fantastic and exciting
Thank
victory.
you.
We have been up here for the past maybe 15, 20 minutes talking about how incredible Kinsey Williams did today on the field and how the offensive line is the unsung hero of this game, creating holes for him to run through. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I think, we have a good running game, and we've known that all year, but it's kind of gotten overshadowed by our ability to throw the ball. And we were due for a game like this. Fisher, unless it was short yardage, they were keeping their safeties back there, and they were playing a fairly basic front. We had even numbers in the box, and we know we have a big physical offensive line that can get on people and move them.
Yeah.
And Kinsey, I think, has been playing so well all year long. I mean, he really has been playing outstanding in a lot of the ways that no one would really notice, maybe not on the stat sheet, although he's been running the ball pretty good statistically as well with a bunch of touchdowns. But just everything from pass protection to he never makes an assignment bust. He's great in the receiving game. He had a bunch of catches today. He had 4 catches today for 41 yards. I think a couple of them on third down that moved the sticks. And then just running the ball. I mean, he's hard to see back there because he's not a big guy, but he is strong. He's one of the, probably pound for pound, the strongest player on our team. And so he's just a dynamo. And he's a senior, and he didn't play early in his career. He did not play much for his first 3 years.
Yeah.
And he just sat and waited. And he is an epitome of what you want in a college football player. Most kids would have quit long ago, but he didn't, and now he's a senior.
He came in here as
around the
a
block.
kicker. Didn't he come in here as a kicker?
Well, he came in as a running back, but he did kick his sophomore year. We had an injury at kicker, and he did kick, and he's a team guy, and I'm happy for him.
He does have that instinct to find that crack. I saw that.
He's got a natural vision, and then he bursts through there pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that today. I saw that in your first green and white scrimmage. I saw him make a couple of really big-time moves and so forth. But the running game was just absolutely incredible. I don't think there's any negatives out there except maybe a few silly penalties.
Yeah, Yeah, we struggled with some penalties. I think we lost our focus a little bit in coming out of halftime.
Yeah.
And that's, we need to keep our guys focused a little bit better.
That's hard to do sometimes.
It is hard to do, and we played such a good first half. I think we just lost our focus. We started tackling a little bit high. We missed some tackles and tackled around the face mask, which got us a couple crucial penalties.
Tackling high,
Yeah.
not wrapping, not putting the shoulder in, dropping the head.
Right. And I think in the first half we did a really good job of that, and then we got refocused on that later in the second half and really finished.
And we saw the defense stand out as well. We saw 5 interceptions from the secondary. That great interception that we had Ernesto Mitchell, and then also DeAndre Wells twice down that far sideline making those picks. And that second one where he sort of lunged out and went vertical to bring it down was so impressive. And then also, Bobby and I both noticed that Jermaine Rankin was doing a great job of getting in there on the runs.
Yep.
It was like every single time we were seeing him come in there and make tackles. Talk to me a little bit about how that offensive, or rather that defensive line complements the secondary and how they both performed today.
Well, I think this was our best defensive game. The D-line complementing the secondary complementing the D-line that we've played all year. And there was a point middle of the season a few weeks ago where we were not playing our best defense, and it started up front. And we needed to refocus our defensive line on not the X's and the O's, but the fundamentals and the technique and pad level and striking your blocker and all those little things that we slowly but surely had let slip away from us. And we got refocused the last couple weeks, and Coach Raby and Coach Pelkey have done a great job. I think for us on defense, it all starts up front. If our defensive linemen are playing in the backfield, then we have a chance to stop the run and really disrupt their running game and get some pressure on the quarterback. We didn't have any sacks today. We haven't had it. We still need to improve that and get the quarterback on the ground in the passing game. But we pressured the quarterback enough to where he made some errant throws. And then we were able to – I thought our DBs did a great job at seeing the ball in the air and reacting to it. We ran one back for
That's
a
the
touchdown.
best defensive secondary play I've seen up here since you've been here.
It's been building all year, those guys, and they're getting better and better. Again, it's an investment in their technique. I think that's
their
what
confidence level has to be flying at this
sure.
point.
Yeah, and it's
no better time than now to be confident.
and it's been so impressive watching Johnny Vigliotti become a defensive back. From being a he started as a quarterback, and then to go and make that switch to cornerback, and then today put on a great show for everybody.
Yeah, he's been getting better and better, and he might be the best athlete on our team. When you put size and length and all that into athleticism, we have some great athletes. Teray and Jermaine are really good athletes, and Kinsey and all. Mike Bodner is a great athlete, but Johnny has athletic ability that you just can't teach. The interception in the end zone that he had today was just an incredible play, but he didn't know how to play corner, so that's been a work in progress. But he's starting to learn and really buy into what it takes to be a great corner, eye discipline, footwork. And so he's been getting better and better throughout the year, and I'm happy that he played a great game today.
That was a great catch he made down here on the sideline, Jermaine.
Yeah, great catch.
Unbelievable catch. What do you think of his speed? I'm thinking about the next level of play for him.
Oh, Jermaine, he's fast. I don't know. I've never timed him in a 40.
No.
We were talking about
He's
that.
enough to catch a lot of passes.
Yeah.
Something you don't. Even the big time, I've gone to big schools and Division I, and they don't know how to run a 40. Nobody knows how to run a 40. You don't do that in football, know? Who cares?
Well, Jermaine Cooper now has eclipsed 1,500 yards in the season. I mean, he has been just an absolute stud for Bill Flato. It seems every single time that Flato needs an option to buy him out of pressure, Jermaine Cooper is there. And he's really been a rock for this team, and it's going to be exciting to see how they wrap things up next week and how Jermaine Cooper can really put that icing on the cake.
You know what's amazing about Flato is the fact that at the end of the third quarter, I don't have the fourth quarter stats or final stats. He had 223 yards passing the football. I didn't see that. For some reason,
Well, he had what do you have? 61 of them to Teray there.
That was a big part of it. Yeah. But he did it very silently. So, like I said before, great performance for this entire Morrisville State team. Congratulations again, Coach Fitzpatrick, on a great game.
Good job, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
We're going to be back next week, so be sure to join us. I'm Julian Barron, Bobby Burns. We'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your weekend.
All right. Hey,